Well, hello everybody! New day, another live stream. Welcome to the Wednesday night live stream. How's everyone doing tonight? Oh man, it's been a long day. I'm exhausted already. I'm delirious. Hello from Virginia. Look at that, Argentina. We got a lot of people here tonight. Already have 260 people waiting. Hello Twitch. Oh, I don't have my title there. Let me get that title put in there. It just says test. I was messing with some stuff earlier, and I guess I left this title here. Can't remember where the title is. Well, who we got? New York here. We got Indiana. I see Idaho. I see a lot of different people here. And I'm trying to multitask and change this title. There we go. Let's see. Paste. There we go. I was running a little bit behind schedule. Well, like always, I'm always running around at the last second. Is anyone else having sound crackling? Here, let me check my mic, make sure I don't have any issue there. How's that? Is that better? Does the sound better? Tell me if it's better. Is it still crackling? Are we always going to keep having issues here every single night? Every time we start, it's crazy. Sounds good now? Okay. Yeah, sometimes, like I have these one of these little lapel mics here, and I just, sometimes I'm pulling the cord a little bit, and that messes with it. So, looks like my view count is messing up a little bit. Let me fix that. I mean, I'm running so many different pieces of program software trying to get this. The view count on the screen here, and sometimes it's running into each other, so let me turn that one off. Okay. All right. Daryl started out with a donation. Thank you, Daryl. Thank you so much. Daryl, I want to let you know that Daryl Flores had sent me in some of these new clean swabs. I just started using them a couple days ago. They're absolutely the best. I love them so much. I put a link inside the video description. If you want to get some of these, let me show you these. The other night I was actually talking about Microscope. I was talking about how I like these cotton swabs that have the point. Well, these points are super firm, and then it's a regular swab on the other side, and then it's a wooden stick. So these things are made of really good quality, and yeah, I really like them. So anyway, if you are interested in those, I put them in the video description. Are we getting crackling again? I'm going to unplug this. All right, how's that? Is that better? Still crackling? No poll? There's no Twitch poll? Here, I'll start a Twitch poll for you. If nobody started it, I'll do that for you. Give me a second. Ronald, thank you for the donation of $10. Appreciate that. I'm going to get the Twitch poll going for the Twitchers. I wish Twitch had like more room to write. Every time I try to copy and paste in the poll that I created for YouTube, it's too long. So, which is kind of annoying to me. Yeah, because I can't even write in the whole thing. Darn it. Alienware. Okay, board failure. All right, that should work. And I don't think I put it up for that long. So 20, your Twitch guys, hey, thanks for the bits. Twitch guys, go ahead and vote. I didn't put it up there for that long, so it's going to go pretty quick. And now I have it on the screen so you can actually see what it is on both channels, basically. So we can see that looks like 50% of the people are voting for those other ones. Hey, we got a new tier 1 sub. Thank you. Okay, my mic, is it still sound like crap? Crackle, crackle. Okay, I'm going to turn it off and turn it back on. Give me a second. Whoa, we got some more donated subs. Thank you. Man, you guys are going crazy tonight. I rebooted my mic. Is that better? Is that better? Stephen, you didn't miss anything yet. We're still dealing with my crappy mic. Thank you for the level 4. Oh my gosh, you guys are going crazy. We good? Much better? Much better. Still low volume. I haven't really messed with my volume. It's really the same that it's been, so I'm not sure. Not sure what's up with that. We got a couple of minutes left here on the Twitch vote. I think I didn't put it for my 10 minutes I normally do, so vote, vote, vote. We have, looks like we only have 10 voters so far. Hey, Twitchers, just right over there at the top of your screen, you're gonna have to hit the vote button. And so you can vote for which repair. So let me tell you a little bit about them real quick. So we have one that's a 9700, no power at all. The customer says it doesn't do anything. Another one is the 18R1. It's a 2.6 error code or something like that. They said that's a bad motherboard. I might do that poll again because I didn't do it long enough on Twitch. Because I just said that the 9700 one. I usually do it for 10 minutes, and I did it for like 2 minutes or something, or 5 minutes. The last one is a 17R4. It's one of our subscribers or one of the viewers of the channel. Man, we already hit 500 followers. That's awesome. And this 17R4 was sent to uBreak iFix, and apparently they broke. It became you broke, they broke more, is what it was. So. Power problems are boring. I don't know. That's kind of like the hardest part is finding which machine to work on. So, and what's wrong with them. So right now it looks like the 9700 is winning. It's something different. A lot of times people are getting tired of seeing all these Alienwares. So I think that's kind of what's making people want to do an XPS in general. So good evening in the UK. It was louder before I unplugged it. Thankfully the EQ boost. So do you need me to mess with the audio anymore? Or are we good with the audio? XPS is not an Alienware. So Dell makes Dell XPS, Dell Latitude, Dell Inspiron, Dell Vostro, Dell Precision. And then Dell had bought Alienware. So Alienware is his own kind of brand. It's a Dell Alienware, more or less, if you think about it like that. So audio is good. I'm getting good. So I'm going to move on with asking you questions about that because I hate those boring startings where I'm trying to fix issues. Hello in Austria. I love Austria. I went to Austria this summer. I rented a car, drove around everywhere. Hello in Poland, UK. So I think that we are good with our votes. I'm thinking 39% on the 9700, and then Twitch went for the 9700 also. So I think we are good to go. And let's go ahead and end the poll. And we can chat a little bit more if you'd like at the starting, or you want me to just get right into it. And it just depends on how fast it is or what y'all want me to do. I can at least pull it out and we can read the customer's note. Do you have an SVOD? SVOD, I don't. Let me pull off this customer's data. You're talking, so the reader I use to program through the keyboard is going to be the, what is that called? It's the one from, I can't remember. I showed it all the time. I have a link in the video description. And you can program through the keyboard connector. There's only a couple of Dells that you can actually program through the keyboard connector, so I'm usually using the headers. So this one is the 9700, and I've changed my buttons around again, and now I can't remember where things are. Here's the note. There's not much to it. System does not turn on. It negotiates 20 volts. So that means that when you plug in the USB, it negotiates from 5 volts up to 20 volts. So it doesn't really tell us much of anything besides, could be power rail failure. I don't know if someone opened it up. I have no idea. Have I worked on any Dell Pros yet? I haven't. Well, I wanted to show you all this. I don't know if I have them around here. So we just bought. So in case you didn't know, Dell has rebranded or renamed all their computers, right? So they've went kind of with the nomenclature that Apple's been using for a while. They got the MacBook Pro, MacBook Air, MacBook, and it's just kind of like using the one name and then just kind of adding another name with it. So Dell has their Dell, then their Dell Plus, and their Dell Premium, and then they have, which is kind of like the cheapest tier. Then they have Dell Pro, and they have Dell Pro Plus and Dell Pro Premium, and then they have a Dell Pro Max, and then they have a Dell Pro Max Plus and a Dell Pro Max Premium. And believe me, I had to make a chart. I wonder if I have one here. Yeah, let me grab the chart. I had to make a chart for my employees because it's the most confusing thing ever. So I made this up, and you can take a screenshot of it if you want, whether it's, I don't know, confusing or not, or if it makes sense. But basically, this is like what the thing would be called. It'd be called a Dell Pro Max 16 Plus, and then that's the model number, so MB 16250. And then this breaks it up on what that actually means. So MB is the series, 16 would be the size, but it could also be a 0 or 1 at the starting, which tells you if it's 2 and 1 or not. That's the year, 25 is the year, and then 0 is going to be, at the end, is going to be whether it's like an AMD or Snapdragon or an Intel. And then so I have it here where you have the base model, and this will be the lettering at the starting of the model. So DC, DB, DA, and that's kind of equates to the 3000, 7000, 5000 series there. And then you have the Dell Pro, and so P stands for PC, PA, BB. And then the last one's the Dell Pro Max, which is going to be like the Precision series, the higher end series, but they just renamed it. So anyway, that's just something I made up. I gave it to one of my employees. They're still kind of like, their brain is mush because of it. But believe me, when I was having to make this little flyer, it took me a little while to kind of get it going. And then I had to recode my website in order for it to be able to map all the products and service tags properly and all that stuff. So that was fun. Side note. Yeah, way to make it confusing. I just love that they're using all these different adjectives, right? It's a Dell Pro Max Premium. Okay, it's the best of the best. Sounds like something you would order at stinking Starbucks. Yeah, Starbucks is now adding 80 cents per pump, by the way. I complained about that a couple weeks ago. I don't go to Starbucks. Where's the latitude land? So the latitude would be in the middle. So the Dell Pro series, Dell Pro is going to be latitudes basically. And then like a Dell Pro, just a base model, is probably going to be like a 3000 series latitude, so like a 3520 or something like that. And then Dell Pro Plus would be more like a 5000 series latitude, so like a 55 something or 54 something. And then a Dell Pro Premium would be like a 7000, so it'd be like a 7420 or whatever, right? And then the Pro Maxes and all this stuff is usually going to be the Precision or XPS. I bet they're going to put XPS in this too. They haven't started converting those yet. And these are all basically Inspirons. So the cheap plastic, like a Dell, if you just buy a Dell that has a DC in the model, it's going to be like a 3000 series laptop that probably costs $250, which we actually bought a few. So we bought two different Dell Pluses, and then we bought two Dell Pro Pluses. Because what we do is we buy pretty much every single model and part them out and kind of take pictures of all the parts and cross-reference and all this stuff. So we've already bought 4 laptops, 4 of the new ones this week. And it's pretty interesting. I wanted to show you the motherboards on them, but I don't have them around here. So 0 pumps is the way to go, yes. But I put honey in my coffee, and I actually went to a new place today, which was pretty cool. This is called Monkey's Nest. Never been there before. I really liked it, actually. But I put honey in my coffee, and Starbucks does not believe in honey except in a pump. And so they charged me 80 cents to put a pump of honey into my $5 cold brew cup of coffee. So it costs $5.80 for a cup of coffee. When I go to my regular place, it's like $3.85 or something for a cold brew, and it's free honey. So, but one of my subscribers sent me a big thing of honey from their native town, so I'm going to be using that. Starbucks has burnt beans. Which one gets liquid metal? So it's gonna be all the Alienware X series. They probably, and then the M series. Parts people, let's see, want to make coffee while it's sorted out. You're using an Asus gaming laptop, no problem so far. Oh, that's good. Okay, are you guys ready to get going here? So we're going to be working on this. This is an XPS 9700, and it just says no power. And we should do our intro, I'm assuming, right? My meter, I can see that my meter is not showing up on the screen, so let me get my meter up. What shirt do we need? I missed it. All right, okay. All right, ready? Here we go. All right, new day, new... Oh, I lost my concentration here. I was trying to get... New day, new laptop to repair. And this time we have a Dell XPS 9700. This one was brought into my shop because it has no power at all. So the customer doesn't know what's going on with it. I haven't taken a look at this yet. Let's take a look together and see if we can get this figured out. You should see me though, because I always do multiple takes and then I kind of stitch them together because I'm not always that like smooth with it. Smooth. Okay, so we're gonna need my USB-C. Let me get the program pulled up. There we go, and it's frozen. Frozen. Let me unplug it. No, USB can't be detected, recognized. Don't do that to me. There we go. All right, so the first thing we want to do is see if it turns on, and get this thing out of my way. I actually love this laptop. Out of the XPSs, I like the 9700s or 9710, 9720, 9730. The reason why is because it's like a 9500, except it has a huge, thick heatsink in it. So it actually has plenty of cooling. And then I'll show you the fan design that I really like in here too. So if you are looking for a type of laptop that is kind of Mac-esque in a way, this is the style to go with. Except when you're trying to open them yourself and you like rip components off the board. All right, so let's hit the power button, see if anything happens. It's not going to. Let's plug in the power. So I'm just going to choose a port, any port. All right, so pay attention to the power meter here. You can see that it negotiated up to 20 volts, and it's at 0.02 amps being pulled. And the CC line still at 1.56. You can see it right there, 1.56. So sometimes you'll see that CC line, which is a communication pin between the charger and the laptop, sometimes you'll see that pull low. I'm going to plug in the other port real quick. I just want to see if that one's negotiating fine too. And that one is. So 0.02 is good for the amps. That just means that we have our EC chip is on and it's ready for me to press the power button. So it's listening. Here we go. Press the power button and no tengo nada. So we got nothing. So power button's doing nothing. You're seeing it not doing anything here. Another thing we can check is just open the lid, see if it pulls any current there. And it's not pulling any current there. So that's it. EC's dead. That's it. We're done. Yeah, so this could be a number of different things. If they open this thing up, they could have ripped components off. This is I'm just kind of naming what I've seen on these machines. Or this is also that same machine where I think I've done 2 different videos on this, where how to destroy your laptop by just changing the SSD, right? By just upgrading the SSD. It's because the battery is like sitting on top of the cooling for the NVMEs, and you have to slide them out in a weird angle in order to get them off, and then they short out the board. So I've seen them blow EC chips, I've seen them blow chipsets, and I've seen them, oh my gosh, this screw is so tight. Oh, wow. All right, I don't think that's stuck. That seems very tight. I've seen them blow out, what else? Power management chip is right there too. So I've seen that happen. Yeah, anyway, there's quite a bit of things that can be blown out in the same area if you're trying to upgrade your NVMe. So EC stands for embedded controller. So that's a microcontroller that's running a loop of code that is monitoring a bunch of GPIOs, and it uses its code to like control the keyboard, touchpad, power button, things like that. We will get this open soon, but these screws are so hard to get out. You blew a coil near the CPU on your XPS 13 just after Christmas a year and a half ago. That's crazy. Was it hot? XPS 13s get pretty hot, but not too hot. Not like this machine gets really hot. All right, so this is going to tell me if someone's opened it or not, is whether I can get this bottom off with my fingernail. Otherwise, it's like very, very hard to get off. Ow! Ooh. Okay, maybe it's glued on there. Well, so it's on there pretty good. All right, pry tool it is. General purpose input-output line. Sorry, I did not say what GPIO stands for. I try to not use acronyms that often because I want people to know the real term, and I don't want to assume that anyone knows anything. Hell, half the time I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just making it up as I go along. Use a guitar pick. I think I have a pack of those somewhere. There. Let's see. What color we're going to go with tonight? I feel like we're in a yellow mood. These guitar picks aren't that strong though. These are like number zeros or something. Does anyone play guitar? Oh, I've been playing guitar for like 30 years and I'm not that good. You don't know anything since the government froze your pension. Oh, great. That's horrible. That is horrible news. Sorry to hear that. Okay, we got it. We're in. We're in. This is the most boring part, by the way, is opening a machine up or taking the motherboard out. I hate screws, opening up screws. But I'm going to be very careful because I'm not the one who's going to break any components off. That's the customer's job. See, this is why you don't even need screws on this machine. It's literally like glued to the bottom. These snaps are so strong. Hercules, Hercules. Holy cow. And this is metal, so I can cut myself pretty nicely. There we go. Snappity snap snap. Okay, there we go. Whew, I'm starting to sweat. Hercules, Hercules. I tried to watch that movie. That movie's so bad. If y'all know what I'm talking about, is it Professor Clump or whatever? It's so bad. Like, I like Eddie Murphy movies, but I think it was just younger or something. I don't know. Okay, we got this off. Nutty Professor, thank you. Yeah, I was trying to remember what I was showing it to my daughter, and then we got to the, and she was like 11 or 12, and we got to the scene where they're like sitting at the dining room table, and she's like, "What are we watching?" She's like, "This is ridiculous." So I agree with her. I agree. Okay, and the bottom is off. Okay, so we got this off, and the reason why people have a hard time opening this thing is because of what you just saw, and I'm going to show you some evidence of how we can tell if someone's been prying in here. So, oh, is there liquid damage in this thing? So we're going to look back here because a lot of times what people do is they try to pry the back off and through the back, and it actually has to come off the back first. Oh yeah, but we usually go around here. Take a quick look around. We have the main battery here. Looks like a Dell Genuine OEM. Has a serial number here. I like the font. I like the material it's made out of, so that is probably real. There's 2 NVMe slots. This one's populated. This one's not. And this is actually the area where they usually blow out the board if they're changing this one out. Remember I was saying I like the cooling on this one? So here's the fan. I mean, the heatsink is really thick, but what I like here is that the design of this fan is, let's see, I don't know if I can show you, but the back of this fan's actually open. Let's see if it will show you. The back of the fan's actually open, so it blows at the NVMe also. So it blows air out the back of the machine, and it's blowing air at the NVMe's on both. So good design. So anyway, batteries right here. We have to unplug the battery to take these NVMe's out, but a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll keep this plugged in and then they try to slide it out from underneath this screw, and then they end up damaging the board. I'm going to unplug the battery now. We're going to perform a CMOS reset on it anyway, which is we're just discharging the whole machine. We're going to clear the CMOS, or it's actually clearing the EC chip, which is the embedded controller. And then we're going to try powering it back on, see if it turns on. It could just be a CMOS reset. But what I want to look back here and see if they pried open the back. To me, it didn't seem like anyone had been in here because it was really hard to get the bottom off. But I want to look here. Do we see any dents on this heatsink right on this edge? I don't think I see any dents. And what about this one? No, I don't really see any dents here. I don't feel it. So I don't think anyone tried to pry this thing open, but we're still going to assume that that is a possibility just because I've seen that happen before. The fans are a little bit Gucci, but not too bad. But so now that we have this unplugged, I'm going to hold down the power button, and we are going to hold down the power button to clear out the what are we doing? Clearing the capacitors. Thank you. My brain is starting to mush out a little bit. All right, so now all the capacitors are discharged. I'm going to plug in the power. And let's look and see if we pull any current. This board should come on automatically. And we're still sitting there at 0.02. Nothing has changed. Hit the power button again. Nothing's happening. And we're not getting the orange light of death. This is a machine that also gets the orange light of death a lot. So we don't have that issue. So I want to check to see if we're getting the 20 volt negotiation on this port also, or these pair of ports, because there is a possibility we have some sort of issue with our PD controllers. That one's doing the same thing, and then, all right, that one's doing the same thing. Okay, so we have on this machine, we have 4 USB ports. We have two PD chips. Each one controls 2 ports. And we have confirmed that both of them negotiate 20 volts and are pulling 0.02, so 20 milliamps to power the EC chip. So we're going to assume that both of those are fine. That's what we're going to assume. I'm going to pull the battery out, though, because we want to get that out of the way while we're messing with this. Stiff. So everyone's saying EC bad. So we could probably put a poll up for that if we wanted to, because it could be a bad EC chip. But it could just be something that's missing power somewhere. It could be a bad BIOS. We could have a corrupted BIOS. I don't know. We're going to do our physical inspection because we may have some spill on here, for all I know. Oh. What are we missing? We're missing a screw. The secret screw. I found it. I found it, I tell you. Are there any water clues? I mean, I feel like I see something down here, but I don't know. I'm worried about the look. Looks a little dirty. All right, let me pull out their SSDs to get it out of the way. Is somebody out of sync with me? They got to hit live. Yeah, they got to be the most recent time. Okay. All right, so now that we have their SSD out of the way, let's see if it powers on now. See? A lot of people don't think about that. But we can have things on the board or plugged into the board that prevent the thing from turning on. So it could just be a shorted SSD. And still doing the same thing, right? That's it. All right, board's bad. Move on. This one's so much fun. Here, I'm going to unplug the palm rest, and we'll do it one more time. So now the palm rest is unplugged, or touchpad, keyboard, all that. All right, so now nothing's plugged in the board that could prevent it from turning on. Still an EC issue at this point, but we don't know. I'm going to have to pull the whole motherboard out. It's a little too early to say EC, yeah. I'm not to that point yet. I really can't measure anything from this side of the board that much. I mean, I guess we can check to see if the 3 volt and 5 volt are coming up, but I doubt they are at this point. The power management chip is, oh, it's on the other side of the board on this one. That's right, so the other version has the chipset built over here, and then they have the power management here. The chipset's external to the CPU on this machine. Yeah, let's just measure. We got 3 volt and 5 volt here. We got 3 volt, 5 volt here. Let's take a look and see if we even are getting those. Okay, we got that plugged in. We're going to go microscope. Going microscope. I'm in an awkward position trying to get this lined up here. Oh, you know what? I wanted to show you guys something before I do this, because now we're under the microscope. Let me do this. Okay. So, you guys know Northwest Repair? Funny guy, makes those parody videos. So the other day he did that, convert your cheap microscope to an expensive one by putting the polarizer on there. I bought some of that polarizing film. So I have it set up where, let's see if we can use this other camera. So here's my camera here. I'm going to look underneath here at this light. So I put some polarizing film on my light ring. I don't know how well you can see that. Maybe we can put it in split view. Let's see, split view. There we go. So there's some polarizing film across here. And then there's my lenses in the middle. And so what I did is I took, well, let's change views again. I took this little ring here and I put the polarizing film on this, and I can actually screw it into the bottom. So I could take it like that, and then I could screw it in. And then I can just put it in place whenever I need it. And then I can adjust it. So now it just screws on there. And so now when we're under the microscope, it's like HD vision. So here's non-polarized. Here, I'm going to go straight down on it so it has a lot of reflectivity. So there's non-polarized. See if I can get it in focus. All right, and then now I'm going to turn this. Boom. Polarized. Look at that. Super expensive. And so I got to use my regular ring light. So I had bought one of those ring lights, but they weren't very bright. And so that's why it felt like I was looking through sunglasses. This ring light that I have is really, really bright. So this is perfect. So no more glare. Yes, we saved the glare. So I'm not going to use it all the time, though. I still like to have a little bit of glare. See how I'm kind of adjusting it? So I like to have it just a little bit on there. I don't know. Or I just run it without it. So anyway, back to this. So we're going to measure to see if we're getting our 3-volt and our 5-volt power rails. This laptop's so big, it's hard to get in the right position. Okay, there we go. So those are our 3-volt and 5-volt power rail outputs. And our meter's showing up. Need a good ground. Okay. So 0.05 and nada. Okay, so this one's at nada, but this one's at 0.05 or 0.02. I'm going to unplug it, plug it back in. I want to see if it jumps up for a second and then drops back down. So it jumped up a little bit and then dropped back down. Let's see if this one jumps up and drops back down. Do you see how it didn't do anything? Ooh, I bet that has a short on it. So a lot of times what you have is whenever the machine tries to come on and then it tries to energize a power rail, and then it says, hey, wait, there's an issue, let's shut it off. Well, those capacitors that are on that power rail will stay energized, right? So that's why you'll see it kind of pulse up to 0.03 or 5 or whatever, and then it starts tapering back down. Well, that one power rail, and I said 3 or 5, I don't know which one's which actually, but that one power rail is not doing anything, it's just staying at 0. So there is a chance that we have a short, or I'm full of shit. I don't know what I'm talking about. Excuse my language. Okay. So I'm just going to put it in continuity mode, and we're going to measure. Let's see. All right, so this is the one that I think is fine, and it is fine. What about this one? Oh, that one's fine too. That one's fine too. And we need that up there. So I don't know what I'm talking about. It just never turned this one on, so never mind. I was very excited, actually. I sounded like I knew what I was talking about. All right, so we're going to ignore that. Ignore that I said that. Well, I'm going to cut this out of the footage later so I don't look like an idiot. and then we'll be good to go. So I'm going to continue taking this motherboard out because we're going to have to take a visual inspection all the way around the board anyway. Are we having issues with something? Or are you guys having just a conversation about YouTube having major problems? Because I haven't been paying attention to that stuff. I'm busy over here. Just let me know if I need anything. My mod will pop it up on the screen for me. Otherwise, it's not important, right? Hey, thanks for the follow. Oh, okay. Pulling this motherboard out. YouTube is having streaming issues, not me. Okay, it's YouTube itself. Okay, well then everyone jump on this Twitch. Let's see if we can get the highest Twitch view we've ever gotten. So the most viewers I've ever had at one time is 88, and right now we're at 49 on Twitch. So if we could break 100 tonight by everyone just jumping over there, that'd be awesome. Let's try it out. Since we're having YouTube issues anyway. All right. Let's, okay, so this heatsink is basically fused on here, and so most people will just sit here and just pick it up, and then they'll end up bending it right here on these pipes. I have to kind of work these out, and I'm going to take these fans out to make it a little easier to get it out. No issues on YouTube for some people, but issues for other people. Content isn't available. Huh, so I wonder if it's like an East Coast, West Coast type of issue, or like what server's feeding it. CDN issue. Streaming in Austria is fine. Okay, so everyone needs to go to Austria, and then we can get perfect streams. Okay, we're up to 53 on Twitch. Can we get everyone to jump over? Let's try it out. Thanks for the follow. Okay, see, I'm rocking this back and forth. It's still like glued on here. Okay, here we go. Oh, it wants to come off. I just want to see how bad this is. It looks like y'all are coming in hot. Coming in hot. You can see the followers going up. Hey, thanks for the sub. Okay, look at that. Dried and crusty. It's almost like clay that's on here. Thank you for the prime sub. It's like clay on here. Okay. You have to take out so many screws to get this out, and the heatsink has to come off to even take the motherboard out, which is so much fun. Got a lot of follows coming in here. We're up to 77. I think we can break 100 pretty easily at this point. Hey, thank you for that prime sub. All right. Almost need to turn this alert off. It's making so much noise. Go, go, go! 77. Yeah, my counter on the screen is a little lagged. So it says 92 now. Now I got 92 viewers on Twitch. And it still says 60 on the screen there. It's a little bit delayed, isn't it? Dell has cornered the market on screws. Oh, I like that. I like that. Okay, so I hit my record. I'm at 92. 88 was my top amount of viewers. So we're getting up there. Gosh. Okay. Does anyone need any screws? I got tons of them here. Looks like a player ID issue. YouTube is throwing it out. So does that mean that, but there's nothing wrong with my feed, right? It's only a YouTube thing. And it's just in some spots. Okay. There we go. Thanks for the bits. Thank you for the bits. Okay. We're almost there. With all this excitement, we have the motherboard out. All right, and the motherboard is finally out. How many screws did we get out? That's a lot. That's a lot of screws. Yeah, Twitch is fine. It should be fine. And I'm actually running a higher stream there, or feed, because I used to only run a 720 at 3 megabits, and now I'm doing a 1080p at 5 megabits. So it should be a better stream. Hey, we broke 100, guys. And it still says 60 on my screen here. Let me see if I can update that. That's pretty annoying. Test trigger. Let's see if the trigger on the screen will update. Yeah, it says we're at 103 now. It's exciting. Okay, getting this off of here. I'm going to save this with the heatsink. Oh, and I got another gadget here I want to show you. I bought a new thermal camera too. I didn't tell you. Okay, so my old thermal camera was the FLIR 1 Pro, and I've been using this for a few years. I like this one because it has 2 lenses on it, and it superimposes them on top of each other. And so, but it's not like the clearest. And so I went and got one of these guys, and I paid for it with my own money, so that way I can say whatever I want about it. And I don't know why that Twitch value is not updating, but it's annoying me. So I got one of these P3 Pros. So there we go. So the P3 Pro is the one that has the focus on it, and I put it right here underneath my back where my other one is, and then I could focus it much better. So before I was like having an issue trying to be able to see, you know, very close up to anything, and so now I can actually zoom in on stuff. So live unboxing, yes, here we'll unbox it real quick. I already have it attached here, so there's nothing to unbox because I already made a bracket and hooked it to the bottom. And maybe you can see it better with this camera, maybe. Let's see, I'll put it on there. There we go. So I just hooked it right here on the bottom. So here's where my microscope, you can see it on my microscope, and then there's the other P3 Pro, or P3, is that what it's called? Pro? And then has a little focuser, and then I just did a little metal piece of metal bracket, and some zip ties and some electrical tape to put the bracket. I needed to have it kind of at an angle because I needed the point to overlay next to the other one perfectly. So, but anyway, it was like 300 bucks. So hopefully it's worth it. At this point, I don't know if I like the resolution or the way it looks, which we'll turn it on and look at it. And because we're about to use it, by the way. And so, I don't know. Let's see, is it going to turn on? Okay, thermal camera. Go thermal. Oh yeah, I said I was going to unbox this. Should we unbox this? Where's my feed? Why is it not working? Because screen mirroring is not working? Hold on. Because I have the screen mirror over there. Okay, let's try that. There we go. So you get the focus like this, a little focus knob. And so that's what I don't really like about it, is it doesn't really, it's not like the clearest thing I've ever seen in my life, but you can kind of see that it's lined up. So if I line up like the CPU, I try to get it as close to being in the shot at the same time. But here's what's weird. So you see how it's kind of washed out? You can't really see what's going on with it. Now watch this. I'm going to put my hands on the sides of it. And look, I'm not blocking anything. I'm just putting my hands where it's like reflecting off the motherboard. And then you can see it clear. Isn't that weird? It's like reflecting the infrared off my hands or something like that. So, but you can do this. You can come up to it and you can actually go all the way to the top. And I can focus it. So I'll be able to see these smaller chips that are messed up. Look at that. So it definitely has that close-up ability. So I do like that. You guys are blowing up. There's a lot of followers coming in. Yeah, we're at over 100 on Twitch, which is awesome. Thanks, guys, for doing that. Hopefully the feed's a little bit better. So I want to turn this on anyway and figure out what's going on. I need to should I turn down that notification? Because it's just like going after another, one after another. I'm going to turn down the Twitch alert just a little bit because it just keeps happening. Definitely better than my old one. Yeah, I should plug in the old one just so you can kind of see. See how it's like, this is what I don't like about it. It's like I can't really see what I'm looking at this point. But when I plug it in, I think it does get better resolution after I plug it in. So I'm going to plug it in now. And let's see if we can see anything heating up. Okay, so there's our something. Something's hot there. And I guess I can lift it up and zoom in on it. So this little chip right there, I think that's probably some sort of LDO. And then we're gonna focus again. I don't know, I can never get the focus right either. Somewhere around there. So yeah, it's kind of washed out seeming to me. But we do have some heat on this side, so I'm gonna flip it over. And we have something right there. And that's the power management chip. Here, I'll put on my split screen here. So you can see this is the power management chip that's getting hot. Right there. You see my ring light. You see that circle? See, I don't know if I love it still. That's the problem. It's like, yeah, it's like clearer, but it's not clear at the same time. Like it doesn't really give the outline of the motherboard, and that's what I liked about the other one. Do you want me to plug in the other one and show you what that looked like? Yeah. So far I'm seeing that chip come on and the power management chip come on, which are the two things that we need. I need a focus still. I need autofocus. Yeah, the other one had autofocus. I like this manual focus because then I could just have it at the bottom of my microscope. My other one had autofocus though. And this bracket is kind of janky that I made. Camera's better in some ways and worse in others. Yeah, see, I think it's just because of how far away it is. So like if I had it closer, I think it's good. And I did buy the P2 at first, but the P2 had a really wide angle and it was always washed out everywhere I looked. So, but I'm gonna unplug the board. I'm gonna plug it back in. Yeah, let's do some visual inspection. I'm gonna plug it back in so you can see that come on. And I'm assuming that that's just some sort of LDO. We're looking at this chip right here. I'm just going to measure it while we're in the neighborhood. Do the old stop by. Should have 1.2 volts on one side. I don't know what this is supposed to have. 3.3 there. I bet 20 volts is on one side. 8.4, that's a perfect number. And then 20 volts on that side. That middle one's probably ground. And if I slip and short them out, it will be bad news. So don't do that. So here's our chipset. Our chipset wasn't on. We saw that there's no heat on there. And then the other thing we did see is our power management chip that was on, which was over here, right there. And so we can check to see what voltages we have here. But we're going to do a visual inspection anyway. So this pin right here should be our 19. The next one should be our VDD. We got our 5 volts on our VDD. What do we got? 953CH. So we should have 3.8 here, which is our AC-OK. So that's fine. And then these should all be 3.3s. So we're getting regular measurements here. So all this looks good. We should do an A/B test for the next video. I can do that. Yeah, we can just do a video on it, and just instead of doing it here. Oh, down detector. Oh shoot. Okay, so YouTube is really failing. Well, I mean, I'm glad we at least have that backup on Twitch, because that's crazy if we're having that much issues. You're on the app and it's working okay? Wow, that's crazy. Okay, well, oh, YouTube TV is probably, is YouTube TV working or not working? Not having any issues in Rhode Island. 333,000 or 30,000 reports on downward detector, which means it's only like, that's like 1% or something, or 10% or 5% or something, small amount. So West Coast is good. I know we have other countries that are good, so it must be just a couple CDN servers or something that they're having issues with. All right, let's do our little walk around. We just need to see if we have anything physical damage. What's this? Is this evidence of something? Evidence? I see evidence. Evidence, dear Watson. Do we see something? See? I see something. So I do see that we have L liquid damage-o. And do we need our, there we go, polarizer on, go. So under this, we reveal lots of pretty stuff. Wow. This thing is awesome looking. So we do have an issue here. We can obviously see that there's some sort of liquid damage in this area. Now this board can come off and this board will work without it. So let's just take this thing off and we can continue. Or we can continue with our physical inspection. Since we have liquid there, we probably have liquid other places. We may need to open that shield up, but I will double check in a second. This is the SD card. I don't see any spills there. Okay. I'm just going to keep going around here. See a little bit more liquid damage there, right there on the edge. Who voted for this one? Both people. Both channels voted for it. All right, chipset. Power stages for the CPU or GPU. We've already looked over here. This is our RAM. It's funny with this polarizer, all these like look a little weird to me. And it's funny because it almost looks blown out on there when I do it. If I turn the polarizer back, now it's a little too reflective, a little clearer for me. I don't know. I'm going to keep going. We're going to keep working our way around. Actually, we'll come up here. So there's our VRAM. I think we found it. Achoo! That looks bad. We have some real messed up stuff going on here. I can't get close enough. There we go. Yeah, this is, I would say that there's the problem. Here's your problem. So I see a burn maybe coming out of there. That resistor probably needs to be replaced. That capacitor right there, do you think that that's the issue? It's hard. You know, I could see it really clearly, and it doesn't look that clear on the camera to me. It's all blown out. It's weird. So if I turn this up, does that make it better? Yeah, maybe it's a little bit better. I don't know, but can you tell if that capacitor is like messed up? Tell me if it looks better with the polarizer off. This is polarizer off, and then I'm going to turn it again. So polarizer on. And now, see how this is more blown out? It's weird. It's like some things are better looking than others. Yeah, the capacitor is messed up. It's like blown. So we'll replace that. We'll replace this one too. Let's just replace all this junk, right? All this junk. I don't know about all these guys, but we'll replace some of these too. Is this one broken too? No, it's fine. All right, so that's why we look around. That's why people keep me honest, because I always forget to look around sometimes. Aha! We found more. This probably could just be clean, so I'm not worried about that. But we can clean that. I don't know what's wrong with it. I only dumped a cup of water on it. Okay. We got more. I don't know if this is liquid damage. This is just some crusties. You know, every motherboard has a little bit of crusties in it. Contrast increases the polarization. Yeah. Yeah, YouTube is messed up tonight, guys. YouTube is messed up tonight. Okay, so we've already looked over here. That was fine. And that was fine. Okay, let's go other side. We got to go all the way around. We're just making mental notes of everything. And then you guys will remind me because I will forget. You know what would be cool is if I had a heads-up display in my microscope of the chat so I could actually talk to you while I'm looking through here. Yeah, should I heat up the ultrasonic cleaner? That might be smart. Here, let me turn that on real quick. Give me a second. Is the water clean? It's been cleaner. I usually change it after 2 boards, and so I've only done 1 board in there, but there's the EC chip. So do we still think it's an EC issue? Yeah. Twitch is updating again. Yes, sure is. I don't know what's going on with my darn streamer bot, but I wrote the code, so that's probably what the issue is. Or I tried to use their whatever, you know, where it polls and it's trying to pull the data, but for some reason it doesn't update it all the time. So that all looks good. Good. Did we already look over here? I do not recall. Okay. Oh, we did earlier. And then just behind the GPU and CPU, we're going to do that, and then we will be done. So it's mainly on the top, it looks like. Ugh. What is that? What is that, see? Definitely have some dirt. Okay, power management chip is working. Okay, I think we got our plan of action. What do you think? We're gonna do some cleaning. No power at all. YouTube is having issues. Thank you for putting that on there. That is useful. Yeah, so anybody having issues on YouTube, just jump over to Twitch. It's at Parts People. And apparently that stream is perfectly fine over there on Twitch. And just do it that way. So we could pull this little daughter board off. I think I even have one over here. Let's see. Look at that. I have a brand new one right here. So we could replace that, or we can clean it. I don't think that that's going to be the issue on this one. We know that it's dirty, so we definitely can clean it. But send highlighted message. Oh, I can just, yeah, pin it to the top. Is that what you're thinking? I just need to pin a message. Pin a message. Give me a second. Okay. Let's do that, and I'll just pin this to the top. Boom. Hopefully that's helpful. Okay. Unbranded. Dave's unbranded. Came on over. Cannot hear any sound. Come on. Come on. You got sound. Right? Now YouTube is down completely? Yeah, thank you. I should have put that in the pin, I guess. Yeah. So at Parts People is the Twitch handle. I'm getting distracted on what I'm doing. I think this is fine. What do you think? Or should we just replace it? I mean, I have a new one right here. I think we sell them for like $12. This is a $12 part. Should we clean this one or should we replace it? Because I don't know about that. Some of this stuff looks a little sketchy, a little sketch. I'm just going to replace it since I have one right here. Okay, so we don't even need it for the machine to run, so I'm just going to put this in their bin and then we can sell that to them at the end. And then the other stuff is what we're going to have to fix. Because these boards, we don't replace the board because this is like, I don't know, $400 or $500 for this. So this is the first area we're going to need to address, and I'm just going to start by just removing all this junk. Let me see if I can find a donor board, though. I want to make sure we have all the components in that area. Okay, here's a donor board. I already stole some parts off of it, and let's see if it has the same setup. Boom. Look at that. So we have all the chips we want. Any chip you want, you come take it right here. Any chip. So we're going to take most of these things, and that way we can match it up. And then we'll probably clean that other area. Whoa, that was loud. Thank you for the follow, or for the sub. Okay, I'm going to remove this stuff. YouTube is not okay in Montreal. I'm sorry. Just come on over to the Twitchy. The old Twitcherson. We're up to 131 on Twitch. Woo! Can we hit 200? Get the 200 hype train going. I don't know if that's possible, but that'd be crazy if we hit 200 on our stream. Drew, thank you. Okay. All right, so every stream we talk about this, right? So we have this flux party that we have. The 213 is what I like, the AMTech. The 559 is kind of runner-up, okay. And then we have the NF Flux. So have you watched his last 2 videos that he released? He released a video, not this one about the monitor or whatever, but the one before that. And he replaced the MOSFET dry without using flux at all in his video, which I thought was strange because he's supposed to be showing off his flux. And then the video he did yesterday or day before yesterday with his NF Flux, he used it, but then he kept talking about how it's not high temperature flux, you need to be using it at lower temperatures, and that he's working on a better high temperature one. So, so apparently this is not used, you can't use it the way that I use it. So, I'm not using this one. YouTube is not showing any videos. Whoa, I wonder if it's a cyber attack or something. That'd be crazy. So I'm going to use my 559, I mean my 213 I like, right here. Oh, you stopped watching him 8 months ago? Yeah, you're probably after that video or 2, right? That's whenever I started getting irritated with him, because I was actually supporting him. I bought a bunch of stuff from him, because he has the stuff, and I like to support other businesses. And then he started doing videos about other YouTubers and really being kind of abrasive. And I don't know. It kind of was a turnoff, you know? I'm sure he means well in general, but I don't know. Yep, and once, yeah, and then he dissed Soren. Yeah, so everyone knows Soren. He's like super nice guy. He's not trying to do anything. And Soren he did a rebuttal video, but he was very, very cordial. And then Alex did another video on top of that to go back and, I don't know. It was a whole thing that, I actually watched his video, Alex or Northridge Fix's video a couple times about it, his rebuttal, because I wanted to kind of really get in his mind and kind of figure out what he was trying to say. And I really never got it. Or maybe he didn't get what he was trying to say. So I'm going to remove all these components in this area. And let's see. Yeah, only YouTuber that's allowed to bash him is Louis Rossmann. Yeah, that's true. Mad respect. Yeah, Louis is doing a thing this weekend where he's installing Linux on any computer that you bring into his shop this weekend. So I'm actually going to go down there because I'm only about, I don't know, 5 minutes down the road from him. So I was going to go down there and check it out. If he's doing it still, I don't know. I know I didn't measure in this area, but we know that there was a short because that capacitor was cracked in half. So hopefully you don't fault me for not measuring first. I'm going to replace this guy too. And this one I think is okay. Okay. Should I replace all these? I don't think that these are bad, but let me clean this up and see where we're at. I think we see a bent or a burned pad there. I don't know. There's too much glare. Turn on the anti-glare. Oh, it looks pretty good. Pretty good. Scrap long ads here. Oh, shouldn't be long ads. Crap. Here, see if I can turn down. I mean, I have the ads at the lowest I can. I don't know if I can turn them off. Does anyone know if I could turn off ads on Twitch? Because it was like immediately whenever I hit a certain viewer count or whatever, they just turned on ads automatically without me. Protection if the lens hits a certain temperature. Oh, that's interesting. My thermal camera just put an alert up there saying that my thing went into protection from being too hot or sensing too much heat or something. So anyway, yeah, can I turn off the Twitch ads? Does anyone know that? Nope, Twitch loves ads. Yeah. I hate ads. Well, if you have a Prime, if you have Prime, you can just hit the Prime subscribe and then it gets rid of the ads. I know that. Anyway, sorry. Or use ad blockers. All right, I'm just going to clean this up. See what we're working with. There you go. Only subscribers Twitch Turbo is ad-free. Oh, okay. Except if you're, well, I think if you subscribe to the to my channel, right, on Twitch, then it gets rid of the ads. I thought that was kind of the perk. I don't know. There's a lot of corrosion here. It's crazy. Let's see if I can get this cleaned off. Okay. Is that pad okay? And here's these new Q-tips. I love them. They're so good. Thank you, Daryl. I put a link to these in the video description. So it has a regular on one side and then the pointy on the other side, and they're super firm. And they're not all furry like the other ones I was using where it kept leaving all this residue. See if I can put some fresh solder on all these pads. Live streams do not have ads, only non-live streams. Yeah, so on my live streams on YouTube, I can not put ads on it. And then afterwards, I usually put ads on it like later, after a few days, after give people some time to watch them. And then that way the video can just kind of live, and then I can make a little bit of money on them. But I usually leave it so people can watch it later, ad-free still. Because I know everyone can't catch them right away. 400,000 reports of the outage. That is nuts. I don't think I've ever heard of that. Perfect timing, huh? Rise up streaming. So I'm just going to put some fresh solder on all these pads, trying to get it where when I put the new chip on there, it will stick. And these are the ones I'm kind of concerned with. It doesn't seem like it wants to get on there. Although I think those are all together, right? Hopefully, because they're all going together. What about this? Huh. Get in your home. Here, yeah, look, here's the message that my thermal camera is throwing up. Burn protection has been activated. Please click confirm. So does this mean that I'm going to burn myself, or is the camera going to ruin itself? Has anyone seen this message before on this thermal camera before? Because to me, that's a useless message if it's just telling me I'm working in a hot environment. I'm just going to hit confirm. I've confirmed. So, I mean, I guess it's detecting that I have this really... Oh, look. Yeah, right. Oh, my gosh. Did you see that? Okay, here we go. I have my iron right here. I'm about to put it under the thermal camera. Under the thermal camera immediately activates that screen. That's not useful to me. I would say that's not useful. Unuseful. Yep, right. As I got it in here, I hear it clicking. I'm like, okay, you're trying to protect me, huh? Okay. Whatever you want. It's weird, this polarizer is making my brain not really... It's like things are in different dimensions for me. Trying to get this on here. Is this supposed to be attached to that? I can't tell. I think it is. It has to be. Okay, I'm going to turn the polarizer. Yeah, I think it's all one pad. Well, it's all attached now. It's an upgrade. Just can't tell. Yeah, so you could tell. See, in this lighting, I can actually tell. So you could tell this one's all one, and then it has pads. And this one's all one, and it has pads. That's fine. Okay. Sometimes I feel like I'm talking to myself because I'm just kind of like speaking out loud, and I feel kind of stupid. But I know you guys are there listening with me. Okay. I don't really like the polarizer that much. I just have to kind of find the right medium of brightness. There we go. Okay, I think we're good. I'm going to stop soldering for a second. I'm going to focus and pay attention to you guys. Yeah, so, yeah, can we figure out if we can turn that setting off? Does anyone know how to use this menu here? Let's see. Thermal camera, go thermal. All right, menu. If I change the temperature range, maybe I can change it to this 100 to 1,000. Is that better? But does it change the way that it's going to view the board? Was the question. Okay, so now I have it in the 100 to 1,000, and it definitely is not as clear as it was. So if I change that back to the other range, it actually has some sort of resolution to it. But where's the settings to get rid of the safety thing? Oh, there's a calibration button. What's the calibration button do? That looks better. Here, someone tell me, because you guys use this, right? The P2 and the P3. Is there a thing to get rid of that error? Can I turn it off? Yeah, I can turn it off. I can just unplug it. But I have to kind of resync it every time in order for me to get the whole thing going over there. So, oh, if you use Next DNS, you can actually route all your stuff through it. It's like its own pie hole. Really? Like, because I think I use Cloudflare for all my stuff. I didn't see the auto switch. Auto switch on there. If you have an auto switch, put it back that way. What are you talking about for the sensor, right? We're talking for the overheating. Here we go. The error is yours to keep. Montgomery. Oh my gosh. The error is yours to keep. All right, here we go. Dun-dun, 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 dun-dun. Ah, bird protection enabled. Gosh. I don't like it. I think it's stupid. What if I hit cancel instead? Oh, maybe I can do that. Let's see. Because it gives me an option. Cancel or confirm? Cancel. Okay. Hey. It's cancel. Don't confirm it. Cancel it. It should say, do you want to see this again? Okay, so whenever I see that message, don't confirm it. Never confirm. Always hit cancel. Okay. What was I doing? Is it time to pull over, move some chips over here? You're going to have to remind me what we're getting. Cancel. That's the trick. And you guys all know about it now. We're going on the wrong camera now. So now if anyone asks a question, because I know that you're going to get this question, you know, a lot. What do? Cancel or confirm? Always cancel. Yeah, there's no menu for it. Because the menu, I kind of showed you, there was like a menu for like color and menu for like temperature range, but that's it. Okay, so I don't get distracted on what we're doing. I want you guys to take a quick mental note of this. I think we're taking this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, we need that one. Let's confirm. I need you to concur, actually. Do you concur? That's what I'm asking. So 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. Do you concur? You should have concurred. Come on, you guys. It's a quote that me and my daughter always use. You guys know what movie that's from, right? It's like, do you concur? Doctor, do you concur? Does anyone name the movie? I'm surprised no one named the movie. Catch Me If You Can. Yes. So that's Leonardo DiCaprio. He's like studying, Perry Mason was for his, I think he was watching MASH and watching some other TV shows trying to learn how to be a doctor. And then he was being a doctor, faking a doctor, and then he was talking to the other doctors and asking if they concur. And they should have concurred. That's really what should have happened. Concur, yes! Premise, thank you. Boom! We got the bell notice of concurrence. I'm going to pull these off. I'll set them to the side, try to be vigilant and not blow them away or lose them. Maybe I'll do 2 at a time. I don't know. Maybe we'll do these 3 big daddies, and then we'll do, I don't know, what I do? Small one? Maybe I should do the chip first? I don't know. Tried to put a poll up there, but fat fingered the command. Yeah, that would be a funny poll, yeah. Do you concur? Yes. Of course, I concur. Or I'm just being ridiculous. All right, these fat ones are going to be easy to remember, so that's not an issue. You like how I'm calling these capacitors fat? As opposed to these skinny ones. You prefer the old Fleur. Yeah, I do, too. But we're going to, I have 30 days to return this. You know how Amazon is. You can just return things, so I will be one of those people. And I should have reached out to them, but I didn't want to have any, obligation to say one thing or the other. And Soren's using it now, and he likes it. But he doesn't have to hold the other one. And there are good things about it and bad things. Okay. Let me pull this chip off, actually. I can do that. And I'm going to save those little guys for a second later here. So we got the fatties and we got the little guys. That's what we call the other ones. Okay, look at all that stuff under there. I don't know if I have too much soda under there. Ship it back. Maybe we should have a vote on that. Yeah, put a vote up for, do you like the new thermal camera? I mean, maybe, do you want me to show the old thermal camera before we do this? Maybe we should do that. Because I don't know. Not that everyone has been on the feed before, but you've seen my videos. So if you've seen my videos, you've seen my old thermal camera that has the overlay in it. Oh yeah, there you go. Do you like the new thermal camera? Or do you like the new thermal camera? That's an easy one. And Twitch, I don't know if you can see the poll, but there's a poll up there, by the way, so you got to look for it. I've been told it's hard to find the poll. I've been told. Look, I removed all of that, and I was just trying to remove just a little tiny bit. Old versus new. Just trying to not to put too much stuff on here. There we go. There we go. I likey. Okay. Let's try it again. The new one has manual focus ring, which is better. Yeah? Can be better, except I have a hard time focusing it to the right amount. There we go. Good. Add a little bit more flux. 213. 213 flux, go. Probably need to squeeze out a little bit of this stuff here. Okay. Oh, actually, I can put the pull up on the screen now. I put a little pull thing here. Let me see if it works. Look at that. You can kind of see the pole up there. There you go. So you can see the pole on both channels. It's not the biggest thing in the world, but it's out of our way at least, right? So what we got? 60% people don't like it on both. That's crazy. 59%? How are you guys in sync like that? That's rare. Well, I'm going to hook up my old one just to show you. Come on. I didn't preheat this first. Just attacking all this stuff in place. I'm going to add some more flux. Going to resync it. There we go. Sorry, I'm not reading the chat right now while I'm focusing on this stuff. We just got to get those other couple of components. 800 viewers on YouTube. So YouTube is down, but we still have 800 viewers. And then we have 122 on Twitch. That's pretty solid. That's pretty crazy if YouTube is down and we still have 800. Check the donor board and look for the chip pads. What do you want me to look at? I'm going to try to fix... I'm going to fix these pads. Oh, but you want me to look to see. That's a good point. I wonder if I can get my soldering iron down there. It doesn't really matter if they have those blobs there, but it doesn't look pretty. I'll see if I can fix that other area. But donor board, check the pads. Yes. Yes. Okay. Can we see that clear enough? YouTube is back up. Oh, okay. So that's why we're picking up the pace a little bit. So this trace right here looks like it all goes all the way down to here and comes back. This one is right here. It goes like that. And this resistor jumps across here. So yeah, so this is all connected. Just had like this, we kind of scraped that away when we were trying to clean it. So we still need to, we put these on. We still need to do this guy and this guy, right? Are we missing one more? Is it just this guy and that guy? That dude and that dude? Yeah, they're connected under the solder mask. Here, I'm gonna have some water real quick. Darn it, I forgot to fill up my water. We've had 0 issues on Twitch, which is awesome. What's funny, because I have no drop frames on YouTube right now, or the whole time. So I guess it's been streaming to YouTube, but YouTube hasn't been able to, change it or send it back out or whatever. What does it say? The glare on the other side is off-putting. Is it, you're saying, so that's the anti-glare here, or are you talking about for the thermal camera? Okay, so polls ended. So on Twitch, 76% says they don't like the new camera. And YouTube says 60% says they don't like the new camera. So does that mean we're not keeping the new camera? I don't know. I may keep them both, but it is kind of nice to be able to see like really close up what is getting hot, but I don't know. All right, we got to go back here. I got to figure out what I'm doing again. God, this looks so much grosser. So we need a part right there and a part right there, right? That one and that one. Got all those, okay. All right, so I'm gonna grab that guy and that guy. Probably one at a time. I concur. You did it, you concurred. Right on schedule. The gray image detail on the new one is to test more. Yeah, and I can actually change it to a grayscale too. There's a bunch of different scales, so maybe we can change the coloring of it. I'm not a big fan of the purpley, magenta, whatever coloring. This is the hard part, picking up this chip, moving the board, and then putting it back. Come on, okay, we got it. Don't throw it. Just keep, oh! Did I drop it? No, okay. It's like, get this board out of my way. Get the new board in the right place. Okay, right there. We'll clean this all up. We'll make it look better, hopefully. As of right now, it looks pretty crappy. Oh, get out there. Don't blow away. This guy is so tiny, by the way. I think it's an 02, 04. There we go. He's in his home. He's resting. Don't sneeze. Yeah, and luckily the flux was sticky enough to keep it on the tweezers, because I did notice that I'd already stopped clenching it. I'm just going to try to keep this board in place and just put the other board on top of it instead. But then that means I have to refocus. No, looks like I can do it. So it's going to be a little bit out of focus while I'm doing it, and then we'll move over. Yeah, we'll give the new camera a side-by-side here in a second after we do all this, because we've got to figure out if this board's even going to work. We still have some more cleaning to do. You know how much I like cleaning boards? 0. You know how much I like liquid damage? 0. Because you never know all the damage that happened, and a lot of times it blows out little capacitors that you don't even know are blowed. Lots of advice to redo the chip. Okay, all right, we'll redo the chip. Thank you. That's what my bell's for. Well, that's what the bell's for. Okay. We got that. Okay. Let's redo that chip. So you want me to pull it off completely, or just? Here, let me clean it up, and then we'll redo it. I just want to see what it looks like under there anyway. Let me cool it off a little bit. I don't want to overheat the board, or I don't want to put alcohol in it while it's still hot. Shock it. Shock it. Replace the cap next to it 2. It doesn't look good. Okay. And it could be the polarizer is making it look not good. Oh no. I don't know. Yeah, because this polarizer makes things look horrible. So if I change the polarization and then put it at my angle, like I normally have it as an angle. So there you go. So that's what it looks like without polarization. Actually, I can take the whole polarizer off. No, I don't want to do that. And then that's at an angle. And then I'm going to clean it. I'm going to turn this air off. It's so loud. Yeah, we're going to redo the chip. Don't worry about it. I will do it. I just want to see what it looks like without that. The soldering job is not the best looking. So this is just isopropyl alcohol with a chem pad, and I'm just trying to pick up all the remnants. So now we can get down and dirty. Yeah, look at that. So you can see a couple pads here. I mean, they're soldered for sure, but I'll reflow this. I'll probably just take this whole thing off. We'll reflow the pads. Because when you take a chip off and then you're just going to transplant it, it's a lot easier and it keeps like the right amount on there. But when you have to go put new solder on there, sometimes you can't get the right amount of solder on there. So I had to wick some off, and I wicked it in kind of a weird way. So good call, guys. Okay, and then polarization, go. Going polar. Okay, pull that off. It just looks weird when I put it in polar. It almost looks like a fake image. It's an AI image. So I run all my microscope data through AI now, through the LLM. Yeah, I could tap it a few times to spread the solder. We can try that without taking the whole thing off. Yeah, we'll see if this graphics card survived this chip blowing up anyway. Okay. Actually looks pretty good. All right, so how's the down detector now? Still lots of reports out there? We're at 816 on YouTube, so there's a chance that it's coming back up in some areas maybe. All right, let's see if this looks better. I'm going to do it at an angle again. So all the pins definitely have stuff on it now. All right, is everyone happy with that? It looks better. Without pulling the whole thing off and kind of trying to reflow some of that stuff, I think we're fine. Definitely all the pins look a lot better. There's still a little bit of a blobbing going on that one edge, on that one side right there, but that all looks good. You're at 3 locations right now? Dave is killing it. Dave's giving me all the views. Every view there is. Dave, do I have you modded over on Twitch? Unbranded Dave, by the way? Not DIY. I think I have you only on YouTube modded. Oh, yes. Okay, cool. Thank you, Premise. I don't know. Wait a minute. These 2 pins still look a little lacking. What the what? All right, I got to pull this chip off. I'm sorry, guys. This is... or maybe I can just put some solder on the... It's just such a small area. I don't know if I can get the soldering iron in there. That's the problem. So I can't just like... Normally I would just kind of reflow that edge there, but because my tip is big, and any of the smaller tips I have end up not being hot enough. See, like... I can't get in there, so I'm going to have to pull the chip, unfortunately. I'm sorry about that. I'm getting hot, too. I need to turn the AC down. It was still 95 today, or 90, maybe it was 98 today. What's the weather? Are you guys getting some cold weather yet? I could use solder paste, yeah. It's like, but solder paste ends up flowing around sometimes, or I end up getting too much on there. But it's definitely an option. But I think if I just pull this off, just add a little bit of solder there. Okay. See, look, it's funny because there's enough solder on all those pads. So we know those pins were actually soldered. It's just weird that it didn't look like that. So now I put it back down, and hopefully it will sit right. That's what we're looking for, right? There we go. Check the bottom of the chip. Gosh, this is becoming a nightmare. Yeah, they're gonna be bridge. You're talking about these bottoms or that bottom? This is a soldering nightmare, I tell you. Yeah, I mean, if I squeeze it out, it should be fine. Oh no. There we go. I'm gonna move this guy back. He's starting to move. There we go. All right, let me zoom out. I'm like too zoomed in for me, my brain. Okay, hold on. Give me a break. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm getting hot. This is like blowing all this heat on me, and I'm working on the edge of the board, and my table's like puffing up. I need to put it on something because this mat can only handle a certain amount of temperature, and I'm going to lift it up with these pliers here. But give me a second if you don't mind. Oh. I'm going to go turn down the AC a click. Give me a second. I'll be right back. It's like after hours, so everyone's gone. And it always gets a little hot in here. There we go. Okay. I've never had so much trouble trying to solder a chip before. Hopefully this is so exciting. People love soldering. Someone check Nate with the thermal camera. That'd be funny. Yeah, we'll point it right at my face. Oh, the camera was telling me that I was getting hot. What else did I miss on these chats? Because I'm focused on that stupid chip. A lot of thermal camera jokes. Pretty good. That's pretty good puns, guys. All right, 3 on the bottom right pins were bridged. That was the last thing I heard. It's riveting, darling. Okay, so we can raise this up just a little bit because now I have it on there. Okay. See, look, now those pins don't look like they have connection. Or pads, or whatever you want to call them. It's so stupid. I mean, you know it's soldered. It's like, what the what? What are you doing? All right, I'm just going to pull the darn thing off completely, right? Best thing to do. And then what we'll do is we'll put solder on the chip all the way around, and then we'll make sure solder's on there, and we'll do it correctly. And people will not be bored, I promise. No boredom. I think it's the corrosion. Yeah, it definitely is the liquid damage. Was the pads. I was like having to scrape at them, trying to get the solder to stick right, and then it's always a nightmare. I hate liquid damage. I told you this already. And I hate working next to all these chips over here too. And you guys wanted me to replace this capacitor too, right? Is that what I heard somebody say something to that sketch? And we can do it. Wick the board, then tin the chip, yeah. Okay, we'll wick the board, we'll tin the chip. Yeah, look at that, that's funny. So these pads don't even look like they have anything on. Those look like they have something. I don't know. They definitely do. They're mounded up, but they're not as big. It's just so hard to work in this little area. All right, let me wick this off. Wick it. It's wicked fun. There's a tiny bridge on the right. So all the bridges will fix themselves. So I'm really not concerned about that, because once you put the chip on there and then you kind of float it around, it will fix itself with flux. So I generally don't care about any of that stuff. But all right, so we're going to be careful here. Don't want to scrape any pads off or any solder mask. Need more flux. Get in there. I don't know what's up with this solder wick. I think I grabbed a messed up piece. I usually don't cut them this short too, and I'm not going to anymore. Yeah, this liquid spill area has been already fun. There we go. Okay, so that's all clean. And you want me to take that guy off too? Is that what everyone's saying? This just has a little bit of stuff on the edge here. But we can replace it since it does have corrosion on it while we're in the area. Ever use solder wick? Super wick has flux in it? No, I have not. What? What? That's cray cray. I haven't heard of that. on, dude. My hand's burning. Okay. Pad next to the cap looks like it needs solder. Scrape the pad a little. Which one are we talking about? Over here? This one, the solder mask is coming off in the middle, which does it matter? Yeah, so those four together, these four together. Those two, I guess, are together. And wipe this off. This is taking way too long just to change one chip out, guys. This is not usually how long it takes. We're milking the clock. It's been an hour and 45 minutes already? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, I tell you. So as everyone went back to whoa, that's weird. Look at that. Did you see that? It's like I just drew on there with with flux. Did everyone go back to YouTube that was on Twitch, that kind of jumped over to Twitch for a little bit, or do we still have a lot of people? I see 102 people on Twitch still. But I just didn't know if people went over to Twitch and then came back to YouTube or what. Yeah, why does it say 91 on the screen, but it says 102 on the actual feed? All right, so I'm going to redo the solder on this too while we're at it. Oh, you have both going. Well, that's one way of doing it. I think it's what my wife does too. She watches all my streams. It's really nice. What's different with your normal soldering? Why are the pads not taking the solder? So this is liquid damage, so you always have a little bit potential of having issues whenever you're trying to clean off the pads and make it stick and take solder, because we had to clean off all of it completely, or I guess we cleaned off some of it and then we added more. But yeah, so for some reason it's a little bit harder to do the soldering than normal. And this keeps burning up. Keep picking up something. I'm the largest tech channel on Rumble. Interesting. I've never even been on Rumble, actually. Not even once in my whole life. So I'm not really sure. But Dave, unbranded Dave is killing it over there. Keep it private. Don't tell me why. Yeah, she listens to everything I'm saying here, so there's no secrets. Okay. All right, so now we can put our solder on here and finish this darn thing up. We still haven't even cleaned that other area yet either, which is crazy. Let's get ready to rumble. Okay, so I don't want to put too much solder on the middle pads for sure. Trying to get just the right amount on there. Come on, there you go. That should do it. We need some on these ends. There we go. There we go. Pick up some of that. Pick up a little bit more. Okay. Hopefully that's not too much. It's a balancing act, trying to get the right amount of solder underneath it. Pin 1. Why can't I see the dot? So the dot's up there in the corner. Pin 1's down here in this corner. So we got to rotate it. There we go. Pin 1's right there. Pin 1's right there. So that should be good. All right. 5th time's a charm. The little cap first. Are you being smart? Yeah, I'm gonna do this little cap first. That little fella. What's his name? Little dude? This little dude? We'll do him first. Let me grab him. You're so smart. One day YouTube will have competition with Rumble, you think? Maybe I should go check out where Rumble is. Okay, can I get in here? You know, I realized I have the wrong tip on here, on my hot air. I was wondering why I wasn't blowing as much. So I usually use a smaller tip for all this stuff, but I was changing out a VRM the other day. Not a VRM, a VRAM chip yesterday. I forgot to switch it back. I was wondering why it seemed a little different. There we go. Okay. So I don't know if I want to bother squeezing out all the stuff or if I should keep it floating like that. Because if you have it floating too high, sometimes the pins, like if it's too much underneath, then the pins on the side don't make good contact. But if you squeeze it out, sometimes you can't get it to line up good. I'll have to clean it to really figure out if we have all the pins having good contact, but I think it looks okay. I think it does. I'm sure somebody's going to say something. 3 pins on the right. See? 3 pins on the right are not connected properly. Traces. I'm telling you. I don't know. I can't see. Let me clean it. Well, I'll tell you in a second if I'm wrong. You know, I really want to solder this a 7th time, you know? We need to get up to 7 times soldering. How many times can you change out this chip? So this channel, we're going to have this channel where I only change this chip out all the time. That's going to be every live stream. We're just going to change this one chip out, and we're going to put it on and take it off. Put it on, take it off. And in the meantime, in between, we'll just ask, do you concur? Okay. I'm going to dry this off a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to have to press it down. I can see already. I can see already. So normally I would press it down, except I didn't want to because of all the extra stuff underneath there. You can see that this pin is not making good contact. That pin's not making good contact. So I'm going to press it down, squeeze it. I'm not going to be able to get my soldering iron in there to clean all that out, but we're going to have to do it. Do you understand what I'm up against here, people? Do you understand why I'm struggling so much with this? It's the most ridiculous soldering chip capability, blah, blah. You know what I should have done? I should have done the chip first and then put all these other chips, the resistors and capacitors on around it, because then I actually had room for my soldering iron to fit. And Mr. Wells, or M. Wells, concurs that this is sucking. Okay, here we go again. This should deserve some downvotes here. Okay. Press down on that. There we go. Nice. And that actually looks really good to me, actually. Actually. It's a double, actually. But I don't know if you noticed something just then whenever I was soldering. Did anyone notice? But I don't know. But right here on this capacitor, it was kind of doing this little popping thing. So I don't know if I just overheated that capacitor and cracked it just now. And then we have to change that out. This is so much fun. Oh, we are just working on one part of a board for 25, 35, 45 minutes. Now it's been another 10 minutes since I said it. Oh my gosh, it's been an hour and 45 minutes. And we're still working on this chip. I wonder if somebody can go back and see when I started changing this chip out to see how long I've been changing this chip out. Go. And then I want a bell response on my screen to tell me how long I've been working on this one spot. Tell me how horrible I am. Yeah, this looks good now. It looks muy bien. Muy bien. Yeah, I like that. That looks good. These edges look good. I like what you've done there. I like what you've done there. So all that looks good. Now the question is there a short on that because it was popping? 2 years, 2 years later. Oh, enough to grow some more gray hair. Look at all this gray hair. My beard's mostly gray. If you guys don't know that, I just keep my beard short, but it's mostly gray. 38 minutes. Okay, it's not as bad as I thought. 0. 2K. All right, so it's not shorted. What is that? What in the wide world of sports? I got a little fuzzy wuzzy. Okay, so I think we have this looking factory. Oh, actually, we're going to say like nothing ever happened. Like nobody was here. That's what it looks like. Okay. So that's done. Wait a minute, what's that? Did a capacitor birth another capacitor? That looks crazy. No, we don't say better than factory here. We say like nothing ever happened. Like nothing happened. Because that's not my phrase. I'm not allowed to say it. Like nothing happened. So we have a capacitor coming out of a capacitor. It's super morphing into another realm here. Let's see. And we have a short over here too. We have a short right here. But we don't have a short there. We still have a short. We don't know where the short is. So we don't have a short there. So we have a short here. It wasn't, well, we didn't measure it, did we? I don't think we measured this at the starting. We know that there was, I saw this cracked cap here, so I don't know if I ever measured that one. Because we saw the cracked cap, and so then I was like, oh yeah, we definitely have a short over here, so I don't think we measured. Well, let's use this new thermal camera and inject some voltage here. I just want to see what is happening. Go to new thermal camera. New thermal camera, go. All right, let's see if it calibrates itself. It says calibrated successfully. Let's see if this is focused right. I have to turn this focus. It just doesn't seem focused to me, but I don't know. I don't know. All right, so the short was what? 0.1 of an ohm, so basically 0. So how many volts should we be injecting if we have almost a 0 ohm short? I'm testing you. You've been watching my videos. How many volts should I be injecting? Because it's based on what we're measuring. Yeah, 0.5, thank you. 0.5 really at most, because it's going to be pulling, so if you use a ratio of Ohm's law, you'll, I really don't like to have more than 2 amps pull at a time, and so that should put us right around 2 amps probably. 1 volt will get you 17 amps. Yeah, see, that's nuts. It's nuts, bro. Okay, so this little little guy giving birth to the other guy. You guys can't see it, but he's so cute. He's so cute. There we go. I'll put it on that view, and then you can see him. So he's giving birth to a capacitor. Whoa! That's still... Oh, I still had 1.5... You idiot. I was just talking about 0.5. There we go. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh, that's still 8 amps. Let's go down. 5 amps. Where is it at? Okay, I'm at the lowest that this thing can go to, and I'm still pulling 5 amps. Yeah. Yeah, it starts out at 1.5 volts, so that's why it was at 1.5 volts. What's getting hot? This thermal camera is supposed to tell me like really fast, and I'm not seeing it. Is it on the other side? Is it the chip I just replaced? Is that what you're thinking? It'd be funny. I mean, but if it was the chip I just replaced, it would be getting hot, right? I mean, it's a dead short, so... All right, what do you want me to do? The coil's getting hot. Let me do the other side of the coil. The coil's getting hot if I do it through the coil. All right, so we do it where we get really close. Yeah, that thermal camera is no bueno, right? Costs $300. It's bueno $300. And get right up on this biznatch. Okay. Gosh, I just don't like what it looks like. It's crazy. Okay, so now we have it right there. Yeah, that chip is getting hot. Do you think it's going through the chip, or is it... It's funny, after all that work, the chip has to come off again? Is that what you're telling me? Take the chip off and compare the pads. Yes, I'm very defeated, though. There you go. So if I eject this way, then it definitely lights up. Focus, you thing! Oh my gosh, I'm about to switch back to my other camera. That's interesting. Okay, okay. I just want, so just so you know, I'm injecting voltage here, and then this is getting hot. So it means it's coming through here and coming over to here, which is attached there, and it's attached here maybe? These guys look suspicious. I'm surprised they're not getting hot. That's what I was thinking was going to be getting hot. So I'm actually surprised. And I can't see what the heck is happening. All right, I'm taking the chip off. Test ohms, no chip. Okay. But I don't want to take the chip off again. Oh, you're only 2 hours late, and all we've done is change one chip, guy. That's it, over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. That's what we're going to do, is take off a chip. Oh, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous, see? Is YouTube still having issues? Can I take down that pinned message, or is it good? Maybe we put a bad chip on here. Is that what you're saying? Or maybe the popping sound I was hearing was the chip exploding internally because I heated it so many times. YouTube's good for now. Leave it off, you don't need it. Okay, so I'm going to take down the pin message. Unpin. Boom. Nailed it. Oh. Single repair night. Yes, we might have just a single repair night. We're not. I don't think we're doing 3 for 3. Okay, so I'm going to pull this chip off, like you said. Should I pull those guys off too? That weird, crazy, or just at least that growing capacitor out of there. This is a weird one. I think it all had to do with me heating this chip too many times. I think you're probably right about that. I should have changed this tip out too. I don't like this tip. Oh, this is cool. Here, look at this. Draw. That's really wicked looking, psychedelic. Okay, so the chip is off. I'm gonna pull this little guy out of here. What are you even doing in there anyway? What are you even doing over here anyway? I think that must have been just a capacitor that blew off when I was doing this or something. I don't know. Oh, it's a resistor. I bet it's that resistor I took off. Okay. Okay, time to measure. So upper pads were bridged. Well, I'm going to zoom right in here so you can see what's happening. Can we see that? Okay, you can see it. So these two are together, I believe. At least that's what I thought. Because I think this is all one pad right here. Like these 3. I think these 3 are together, those 4 are together. That's just my understanding. And this whole thing's together. But let's look at the donor board so we can concur. Better. We can concur better. Yes. Right? 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 I don't know. I don't know if I concur on this yet. We're going to get a bunch of concurs in a second, hopefully. Otherwise, yeah, it looks like it, right? Yes. Yes. Okay, so you can kind of see this, and it kind of curves up here and comes around. So these are together, and then this pad's together with it. So we have this, this, and this together. All that's together. So it's fine. Board view for this board is a 9700. I think I have it. Beep test. Arnold, did you want to ding it? It's a bell would be the command, but I haven't modded you. You have to be throned. You have to be throned to it. Okay, so beep test, we put it. So we touch the probes together, beeps. Okay, so these are together. It's together with this. Together with this. Together with that. So these are all together, and then these are all together. Okay. And then this whole area is together. And this is where we were measuring kind of a short. We were injecting here. And if we injected over here, it was coming through here, back over to here, like this was shorted to, is that ground? Where's ground at? Sorry, I keep moving this board. Ground is, okay, this is ground. So these 4 pins are ground. And this side's ground here on that. Okay. We kind of have our bearings. Solder mask doesn't really matter. I mean, they're supposed to be bridged. I think the chips must be toast from me cooking it so many times. Rotisserieing it. Yeah, we're going to check to see if the short's gone now. The short is gone. The short is gone. Okay. The short is gone. So that's ground. That's ground. And so, yeah, we don't have a short here anymore. No, that's shorted. So yeah, that chip is messed up, man. Oh gosh. Test the ohms on the coil. Yes, we'll do that. Okay, so coil to ground is 1.1K. Yep. All right, so this little prick, as Soren would say, is making me look bad. You are making me look bad. I need a chip to make me look good. Here's the original chip. I bet the original chip even works. How much you want to bet? But we're not going to put that on there. I got to find another donor board, though, that has the same chip. What about both sides of the board? You want me to measure on the other side just to be safe? So if we go straight to the other side, it's going to be this area that has this suspicious looking liquid here. Both boards. You want me to measure the other board too? Yeah, I'll toothbrush this off. We'll measure both boards' coils. Let's clean this. Okay. Like nothing happened. Okay. All right, so now we're going to measure this coil now that we don't have anything in here. So we should get 1.1. Cap to the left of the chip looks crizact. Okay. I will check that. So 1.06, so 1.1, about the same. So the donor board has the same measurement here. So looking good there. Okay. So cap to the left looks cracked. Are we talking about the back side of the board? Or the front side? Or the side we've been working on? Premise, what are we talking about? Oh, that looks, oh yeah, it does look cracked. But I think it's when I measured, I just scratched it. It does look cracked, but I think it was because I just like slid my things on it. Why you look so cracked, man? It does look cracked, doesn't it? Look at that, it's like brand new now. A little polish, a little turtle wax. Wax her up. Look at that. You can't tell anything happened now. Yeah, that was whenever I was measuring, I went like this. See that? And just slid across. But shiny and new. It's like buffing your car on the weekend. Except on a Wednesday night. Working on the same part of a board for, I guess, more than an hour now. All right, wax on, paint the fence, paint the fence, paint the fence. Yeah, painting I think is like the worst thing ever. Gritty, welcome with the bits, thank you. Yeah, I think painting is the prison sentence. I hate painting. That's why I have a spray rig. I like spraying, but I don't like paintbrush, wax on, wax off. I got more boards, but these are all ones I haven't taken any parts off of yet, and so I hate just stealing a part off of one. Okay, this one's good to take off of. How about measuring the chip for direct shorts? Okay, we can do that. This is all fun. Now I don't know which one's what. So one of them is not like the other. I think this is probably the spill one, and this is the one we probably just took back off. Yep. All right. So this is the one we took off the board originally. This is the one that we think is Messed up, bro. All right, so we're just in ohms mode. We're measure resistance just for fun. And we got 2.7 megs, 2.8 megs, good. And then what about here to here? 2.5, 2.5, okay, now we're gonna measure it here to here. 6.8, 6.8, okay, all that's the same. So the one spot that I think it was actually shorting to was these 3 pins, was probably shorting over here. And that is measuring 2.8. That's 2.8, so I don't know. I don't know. Did we just have like a solder ball or something under there? Could have. I mean, the amount that it was, like how shorted it was, it probably was a stupid piece of solder that was shorting out. What do you think about that? Can you get a battery for a Mini 910? No, I'm sorry, you can't. Mini 910 is really old, and I haven't gotten any of those in a long time. So if I did have one in stock, then it would be probably not working, I bet, at this point. I bet. Holy solder balls, Batman! That's my guess. So what's the verdict? What should I be doing here, people? Here, I'm going to switch back to this. We're going to chat first. We're going to have a little side. Solder, I know, solder. Solder. So, I can't say it. All right, so what do you want me to do? Do you want me to pull another chip off this donor board I have right here? Or do you want me to install the original chip I took off? Or do you want me to take the chip that we just put on and off and on and off and on and off? Or just put a properly calibrated wire across it? Put it on and off again. Both same chips. Yeah, these are both the same chips. So I guess, well, I guess we can concur real quick. I was assuming. Assuming. Let's see, because this one says it's a that and that. So 22601A, 22601A, or is it with a Z at the starting? Zulu. So yes, they're both the same chip. And then the donor board I just grabbed has the same chip again. So we have 3. I just hate taking more donor chips off if we don't think it's something. I'm trying to think of what I would do. I might just put the original one back on just to try that out. Take another chip to be safe. Okay. Oh, man. Concur. You should just concur and that's it. Test for a short on the motherboard. They don't look good. I can make them look good. If you want me to scrub them with alcohol, they will look brand new. Vote, 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 vote. Oh, there we go. We have a vote. Yeah, so although, wait, Twitch's vote went up. Why didn't we get a vote on the... Oh, Premise, you didn't vote, create one over there too on YouTube. I have to create that one. So I'm going to copy his vote real quick, and we'll create one for the tube. Okay, sorry. I can only create polls on YouTube that are unique. Otherwise, it's just a yes, no on YouTube. Okay, there you go. So vote, vote, vote. And I'll pull it up on screen for you. Okay, new. New it is, right? Yeah, I think new is probably the way to go, right? And concur. I'm going to make a shirt that says I concur. Or do you concur? What should the shirt say, actually? Concur? Question mark? Less solder this time. It's hard. It's tricky. It's tricky. I don't think we have to do anything with the solder now because we do have the right amount of solder on the board now. And then when we pull the chip off the other board, it's going to be the right amount of solder. So I don't think we're going to have an issue with solder. It's only when you're adding it, because they're trying to like layer it just right, and then you add some, take some off, so it's a little hard. So I think right now we have the perfect amount. We all concur. That's what the shirts will say. Okay, so 67%, 75%. Can y'all see those polls on there? So, yeah. I think we're just putting a new chip on. All right, so I will continue. Twitch, we have 83 people, and we only have 21 votes on Twitch. But I guess a lot of people are lurkers on Twitch. Is that how that usually works? Okay. All right, we'll let you slide. Slippity slide. Because YouTube blows it up. Got 160 votes on YouTube. You guys are active. We got an active community there. Twitch and YouTube concur. That's what the shirts should say. Ting ting. Okay, I'm gonna take off this chip. I love that bell. It makes me so happy when you guys ring the bell. All right, I'm gonna pull this guy off. Maybe I'm gonna switch flux. I've been using my 213 the whole time. Maybe that's been my flaw. Maybe I need to use the 559 instead. I was like, what happened to my floating? I need to keep this thing off the desk so it doesn't heat the desk up too much. All right, so we won't need to add any solder. We'll just take this off and move it over. Change the tip. Oh, yes, thank you. Was it hot? Don't burn my hand. Oh no, it turned on. Don't turn on. Okay. So the difference in size of tips is pretty dramatic here, or drastic, or dramatic. Big difference. Look at the size of that hole. So I like a smaller one, and then it gives more air pressure, more precise flow. And so, but you need the bigger tip for the bigger objects. And none of that stuff was supposed to sound bad, by the way. When Nathan does something we suggest, I feel like a little girl with shake and bake. And I helped. You did help. You're so helpful. It's fun. It's crazy how watery this looks, this 559, compared to that stuff we were just using. It looks like I just put water on here. Okay. Are you off? Okay, he's off. I didn't get the reference. Is there a reference? You talking about Shake and Bake from what is it, Talladega Nights? Shake and Bake. I would have named my kids Dr. Quinn and Medicine Woman. I checked the new chip. What am I? You want me to measure, do all these measurements? I have it in my hand right now. I don't want to measure all that. You guys are making me work. Because then I'll have to set it down, and I have it just in such a pretty thing. Can I just put it? Can I just install it, please? Please, maybe that. I just want to install it. I just want it to work. I want to be done with it. I want it to be over. This is the nemesis. Let's do a stream that's 3 hours long, replacing one chip. Can you do it? All right, so I did my little thing. I tacked it down. We're going to add the flux. We're going to reflow it. It should sit where it wants to sit, just like it wants to do all the time. There we go. I should be able to tap it. There we go. There we go. And it didn't make the poppy noise. So yeah, the other chip, when I was heating it up in that area, was making this popping noise, and I thought it was that guy, but it wasn't. Please don't delay. Try a new chip today. The force is strong with this one. You can always take off another one. No, I don't want another one. I want this one to be the last chip there is. And remember, we still have more cleaning to do on this board. This is not the only spot for cleaning. Okay. It's still hot in here. With that AC going, it's just this hot air. It's like 450 degrees and blowing, and the thermal camera's telling me I'm hot. Another 400,000 chips later. Yeah, that would be funny if the whole channel is that. Just changing chips out. This is all we're doing is changing this one chip out. This looked good, though. That one went on very easily. And I think the right amount of solder was already on everything. Solder was on everything. You guys are not going to be able to get me to say that. Okay. And yes, we'll check the connections and what it looks like. I think it looks good, though. Zoomy zoom. So look at those. Yeah, looks good. And then that side, at first I was a little questionable. That looks good. And someone did something. Prime sub, welcome. Thank you. Let me stop this poll. Okay. That side looks good. Okay, we're good. I concur. Everyone concurs, right? Is that the right board? Is that the right board? No, just kidding. Okay. The best flux that's ever lived. Okay, so let's measure to see if a short's gone in this area. Hey, okay, we got the 1K here, which I guess is what we're supposed to have here. All right, so no short in this area. And it looks almost like nothing happened. I mean, it does look a little bit train wrecky still. Here, let's scrub it just a little bit more. We got to make it look like nothing happened. Okay. Let's dry it off. Okay, it's like a work of art. Is that what you're saying? Work of art? Yes or no? That deserves a new poll. Oh, solder balls. And the greatest technician that's ever lived. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's good. And what was the other area we need to work on? Somewhere over here, right? So I took that daughter board off. You know, it'd be funny if after all this it doesn't work at all anyway. Where was it? Didn't we have something over here? Aha. Oh, we just need to clean this. Right? Someone's got to remind me where the other stuff was. We had a mental note at first until we changed the chip 12 times. And then the mental note is gone. So that daughter board, I know that we had it here, but that's gone. Okay. Where else? Top edge. Here, I'm going to go overhead here real quick. Real quick. You guys love it when I say that. Let me move this stuff out of the way. Here, let me clean my desk. I hate, you see how this is a mess? Hate it. Hate it. I'm going to clean up, and then you're going to tell me where to clean on the board. But let me put this stuff away. Got to get organized. We'll start fresh. Clean slate. Screwdrivers away. Pry. Throw that away. Boom, boom, boom. Bob's your uncle. Okay, much better. Not perfect. Still needs to be wiped off. Okay, toss in the ultrasonic cleaner. Yeah, we could do that next. But I know there was a couple spots we still needed to clean, right? Okay, real quick t-shirt. There you go, real quick t-shirt. Here, I'm going to pin that so I remember. Clip that. Yeah, I had that Let's Go Ahead t-shirt. But yeah, real quick would definitely be a good one. I like mocking myself. Makes it a little easier. Yeah, the ultrasonic cleaner will clean the rest of it off. I know that there was just a couple spots that I wanted to get. Someone needs to tell me though. I only remember where the foam was. Yeah, the foam was on that daughter board, which we threw off the side, so we don't need that. Okay, we'll throw this in the ultrasonic cleaner. We have to take off all this stuff. You remember the MO? We have to take all this stuff off of here. We have to clean that off. That foam, we might be okay. I'm going to take these stickers and save them. Let's see, I'll stick them here like this. So I'm just going to go on this side too. All right, the rest of those should be okay. Let me clean that off. Oh gosh, hopefully my wife didn't say real quick. You guys are so funny. Been married almost 20 years. So we got, everything hasn't been real quick. It's been long. Okay, clean that off. And I have the ultrasonic cleaner already warmed up, so it's going to make it a little easier to be able to knock this out. Maybe I'll set up the tripod this time, because having that camera move around probably was not the best last time. So I'll set that tripod up and just have it stationary. Just redeemed it. Okay. All right, so I think I'm ready to put it in the ultrasonic cleaner. Now, I need everyone to concur that I should do it, or should I go around the board one more time with a toothbrush and try to scrub anything else? I think we got most of everything, but we need a consensus. Let's do an ultrasonic clean and then do the visual inspection. I got to vote for that. New liquid metal t-shirt that says SNAFU. What does that stand for? I'm sure it stands for something. Something I don't like. Let's go ultra. Going ultra. We got concurs, we got going ultra. Okay. Let me get the tripod set up. Where's my phone? And then I'll AirPlay this to my thing here. I have to disconnect the thermal camera because I have to connect the other one. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. Start streaming. Good. Takes a second to set up the camera. And so all I'm doing is I'm actually just pulling up my camera on my phone in film mode. And then let's see if this works. It's going to be kind of grainy, it looks like. Ooh, that looks ugly. All right, it's a little off from where it's supposed to be. Let me see if I can fix that. I can zoom in on it, I guess. Is that good enough, club? That looks good enough. Okay, all right, so I don't want to do testing first. I mean, we can if you want, but ultrasonic cleaner is usually better. GPU could be dead, yeah. But ultrasonic cleaner is nice because that cleans off any of the rest of the residue. Also make sure the corrosion doesn't grow. Let me get the tripod set up and then we'll do this real quick. It doesn't take very long, so. Okay, what we got? Insert tripod setup music. Oh, I don't have that. That would have been nice. I could have said, I'll be right back, but it's already set up, so we're done. That was quick and easy. Boom. Can you see it? Oh, it's not like centered. Huh. Let's see if I can center this better. Here, let me see if I can adjust that. .5. There we go. Okay, so we'll grab the board. Everyone can see it good. Okay, so ultrasonic cleaner. This is the big one because this is a long board. The new one I just got from Daryl doesn't fit these longer boards like this. This is the fluid I'm using. I use the IS, which is industrial cleaner. You can use the EC, which is electronic cleaner, but the IS I use, you don't have to use as much. And then I like to put these, just a zip tie on here so that I can grab it. I have it heated up to 60 C, and this is really hot. I'm going to set the board in here like this, and I'm going to keep the little twist tie or zip tie hanging out, and I'm going to press the crazy noise. Y'all hear that? It's pretty freaky. All right, set a 2-minute timer, somebody. What we got? 8:35. So we have 2 minutes that we have to let that run. I'm going to clean this counter off because I can't handle how dirty it is. Does your computer usually take 3+ hours to do repair motherboards for $250? Sometimes, yeah. Oh, sometimes. Sometimes it takes 10 hours. The thing is that the more time you put into something that you cannot figure out, the faster you could fix it next time because you figured it out. So that's really, you know, yeah, you lose at the front end, but then you gain the experience knowing something that a lot of places don't know, right? Because if you watch some of my videos, you're like, oh great, my camera stopped. Darn it, let me start that over again. Sorry about that. I think I had stopped recording, so it closed it out. Okay. There you go. Anyway, so yeah, I spent an extra time, and you know, has it been 2 minutes yet? 2 minutes up? Somebody doing the timer, right? Because I'm not. I just looked at the clock, but we don't want to go too far with it. So I'm going to stop it, and then I'm just going to grab this guy, and I'm going to tilt it the other direction, and hang it out, and it will start it again. Okay, set 2-minute timer, people. Okay, anyway, yeah, so I spend more time on a repair, and then I can figure out things, and then that's how I know these kind of weird, kind of quirky, weird issues, by spending a lot of time on it. And so, yes, there's been plenty of times where it's been a loss completely, but then I'm able to fix certain things. Situation normal, all fouled up, replaced by F and F'd up. That's pretty funny. That's the liquid metal shirt. The LLM situation. You got more than 30 seconds. You got I got 30 seconds right now? Okay, you just tell me when do you know where we can get a 9720 BIOS binary? I think I have one. There's nothing on Bad Caps. I think I made one, so I might have one. I'll have to look. I can. Okay, it's up. Okay, time's up. I don't have an alert on that screen, I don't think so. All right, stop that. So, shake off the goodness. So that's it. That's all we needed on that. Ouch, it's hot. I got all these computers in my way. Let me move these computers out of the way. These are these other workbenches that we rarely use, but sometimes we do. All right. So I just use like a rubber tub like this, and then I got to rinse this off with an alcohol bath. Can everyone see that good? Looks like you can, kinda. So while it's still warm, I'm just going to do an alcohol bath of this. here. We're trying to displace all of that distilled water that's in there and all the chemical. And we just want to get it off of there as much as possible. And I usually do 2 of these dousings. And you want to make sure you get it underneath the GPU, underneath the VRAM, all that stuff, chipset. Okay, and then I'm going to blow this off. Shake this. Shake and bake. Shake and bake. Now you got that in my head. So then I use this blower. Just kind of working it down. And I'll do it better on the next one. The first one I just kind of quickly do it. Then we're going to rinse it again with alcohol. The idea is you just don't want to have any of that stuff left over. If that makes sense. And these shields, sometimes these shields will keep liquid in there, so I always make sure I put stuff under there too. We may have to actually pop them off. This is where the Thunderbolt chip is. It's hard to get my fingernail under that. Here, we'll pop them off over there at the table, but I made sure to blow stuff underneath there. Okay. So I'm making sure to get underneath all these BGAs. That's like the #1 concern. You don't want to have anything left over underneath the BGAs. Okay. All right, now that we got that mostly dry, now we'll come back over here. Okay. All right, and we're back over here. And hopefully that wasn't super annoying with the sound, but, and then I usually just dry it with 300 degrees C on here the rest of the way. I should put music during the cleaning. Yeah, sorry, that is pretty agonizing sound, but only do what you can do. I guess I would have to be some royalty-free music if I did it. How often did you... Wait. How often do I release the magic smoke? Well, sometimes. When I slip measuring something. We have a hot air blower for animals. Will you do a shop tour? Yeah, Matt, I did a couple of those in these live streams. I walked around with my cell phone. We went through my warehouse and looked at all sorts of different stuff, looked at the store. I mean, I can do that real quick if everyone, I mean, I don't know how many people have seen that shop tour. It doesn't take very long to just kind of walk around a little bit. So we can put a vote up, I guess. Work of art. I didn't even see this vote. What is this work of art vote? You guys are funny. You guys are funny. But do you want a shop tour? Put a vote up for that, if you don't mind. through this pole. Another shop tour is always welcome. It doesn't, yeah, because it's short. It's not very long. And I already have the cell phone hooked up, so 14% haters. We got some haters out there. They're like, I already saw your shop, man. And we'll give this time to dry too. There we go. Maybe next time. Don't want to keep you from staying too late. Well, yeah, 9 o'clock, I guess. So I got 15 minutes left is what it says. And but last time I think I stayed an extra hour. So I mean, I can do whatever. I don't really, as long as I'm having fun, I usually stay. It doesn't bother me. I've only fixed one board, but have I even fixed this board? That's the question. Yes, a shop tour. Okay, so we got 70%. I cannot believe you guys are in such consensus. Look at that. But we only have 10 votes on Twitch and 80 people on there. So Twitch, if you don't see the little thing on top, just press it and then vote. You can still be a lurker if you want. Just vote. Be a lurking voter. Does it include a bit of bourbon? Oh, man. I wish. Yeah, what was I drinking last night? I had, some Smoke Wagon. Whew, it was some good stuff. Smoke Wagon. There we go. I just wanted to look underneath here and make sure it's not wet. Looking good, Billy Way. Feeling good, Lewis. Okay, so that looks good. The board looks pretty nice and new now. I do say so myself. These shields are hard to get off. One more hour. 1 hour later. Okay, so yeah, a lot of people want it, so that's good. I think we're just going to do a little quick walk around shop tour. Yeah, instead of fixing another one. So basically, the gist of this is this hopefully will turn on, I would hope, at this point, because of what we fixed. But I cannot fix this. Feeling good, Lewis? Thank you. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I really like how they did the cameo inside Coming to America. Or I guess, would it be a cameo? I don't know. The Randolph and Mortimer were like sleeping on the bridge, you know? We're back. We're back, Randolph. That all looks good. Oh, this thing just oozed out some juice. Wheezing the juice. This little foam pad. Okay. All right, let's walk around for a second, and then we'll we'll just let the vote just run. All right, so it's messy, so you guys are going to criticize, but that's okay, right? Try to keep it as clean as possible. All right, so here is my station. And got a couple camera. I mean, I have 3 lights. Actually, I have 5 lights because I have another light around me here. This is just a wooden rack that I actually was sorting motherboards in for a while, and then I actually turned it into my soldering station and all that stuff. So it's kind of messy, but I try to keep it clean, at least where I'm operating. And if you look back here, you guys see this behind me all the time. So this is going to be all my donor boards. This is just the donor boards I use more frequently. These are the parts that I use. Most of the drawers are actually empty. So I probably have, I don't know, 5 times more of these out in inside of my warehouse. This is just what I use more frequently because I have 14,000 square feet. The rest of the shop over here, this is just some other stuff. So the main store is out here. This is just a couple of workstations for repairing computers, and this is the store itself. So if you came in, you would come in through this door over here. We're open 10 to 6, Monday through Friday, so you can come in anytime you want. I've been in this building for 15 years and been in business 23 years, so Here's a main counter. That's the store area. The warehouse lights are not on, but out here is 14,000 square feet. I can't see your comments, by the way. So I don't know how much y'all are gonna be able to see, because it's so, look, it's pitch black out here, because there's no lights on. Let me see if I can get over to the lights without running into something. I cannot see where I'm going. Oh no. It's completely dark out here. Give me, don't hit anything. Okay. Let there be light. There we go. And I just got all new lights in the warehouse. So 14,000 square feet isn't super, oh, it's turning off because there's no motion. Is that why? Why did it turn back off? Is it waiting for people? Motion sensors on. This is strange. Never seen this before. Okay. I just got this place last week. Okay, they're on. I don't know. Okay, anyway, so 14,000 square feet. So this side right here is all the inventory coming in. In the middle, I have all my workers. And the lights turn back off again. Anyway, on this side, I have all my products. So every single motherboard is on this aisle here. These are like all LCD screens here. These are all like back covers, bases, bezels. It's hard to see anyway. So I'm coming back because I don't know why the lights aren't working. So that's that. And I can't see your comments, by the way. So for all I know, you couldn't hear me and it wasn't working. Okay. Well, that was a dud. Sorry about that. Did you guys hear what I was saying? I don't even know if the audio was working because I was so far away from the station, the audio station. Oh. Yes, okay. All right. Well, that was that kind of. If you want to come by anytime you want, 10 to 6, we're here. I have plenty of people come in all the time saying, you know, they want to meet me. I met someone the other day, or today actually. John came in from Georgetown. So, all right, so that is ready. Mic signal was loose a bit. Okay. Yeah, because I have the sensors down here, and I usually kind of put it up higher if I'm going to walk around. Okay, is this going to work? Yeah, poll if the motherboard works. Last poll of the night. Yeah, there's a lot of donor boards. So I have, yeah, like I said, I have a bunch of donor boards out there. And I mean, the thing is, like, I get truckloads of stuff from Dell. We go through and just kind of test every single thing that comes in and repackage it, and we put a year warranty on it. I don't even get a year warranty on the stuff that I'm buying from Dell. And so you know, whenever we have something that's bad, we just kind of throw it off to the side. It gets in a pile, and it kind of stacks up. And some of it is you know, I'll get to it maybe. Some of them don't. I don't know. It's just not. So, voting, 76%, 82%. Will it work? Twitch viewers, again, I have to remind you, there's a poll up there at the top. YouTube's pretty good because it puts it really big in your face. We have 128 votes already. But on Twitch, we only have 12 votes out of 81 people. What'd you say? You mean you don't Fast and Furious trailer snatch Dell parts? I mean, I started this business with $5,000. It's pretty funny. So, I mean, my first load of stuff, 5,000 bucks I had. That was actually $3,000 I spent at that time. I had 5,000 total invested, but and I bought a load for $3,000 and just kept parlaying that and just kept reinvesting it over and over again. What blower was that? Yeah, I probably should put a link to this. This thing is freaking hardcore, bro. This thing is hardcore. There you go. It blows so hard. Yeah, look that up. That thing is awesome. It gets warm after a little while, but it thing just like, whew. And it has a long cord, it's like a 15-foot cord on it. I'm not sure if anyone asked, but why do you only work on Dell, though? just join. So the thing is that do you like, whenever you go to a shop that knows, it works on everything, do you feel confident that they know exactly what they're doing? Or if you go to a shop that specializes, like if you go to like a BMW or a German automotive place, wouldn't you prefer to go there than just like a jack of all trades places? My main thing is that I'm from Austin, born and raised here. That's where Dell started. The loads of stuff I was getting from Dell immediately at the starting. And then I decided, I was like, well, I'm going to specialize only in that. Nobody else does what I do, period. Nobody. So if you're doing something that nobody else is doing and you're doing it at a level above everybody else, and you can be like the master, not the master, whatever, expert. We just say we're Dell laptop experts, but it's all about, I'd rather not be mediocre, right, at all that stuff. So everybody who's worked here have worked here for more than 10 years. I got a few people who've been here for 20 years. We all know what we're talking about, right? And then we're buying every single Dell that Dell produces. I mean, out there, I didn't show you in the warehouse, but we have rows and rows and rows of shelves of just every single laptop that Dell's made. It's like hundreds of Dell laptops. And we can pull them out and say, okay, we need this model to test these parts. We have these parts that came in. Okay, we have to go over to that model. We pull that model out. It's in a box. And then we have every single test part there is for that machine. So it's a little bit harder if you're going to say, I'm going to go into HP and start doing that, or Lenovo. It's too hard, right? And so if I even said, oh, I'm going to branch out into another model, it's not even worth it. I haven't been able to figure out a way of branching out into another model. So any of those sites that sell every single type of part there is, they're usually just selling keyboards, batteries, AC adapters, just like in hard drives or SSDs and things like that. But they're not selling OEM, and we're only selling OEM, which is already another hard thing to do. So, okay, well, the poll's almost over. We're going to wait for the poll to be over before we plug this in. So 100% repair rate, assuming the customer wants it done. What the question is, if I'm able to repair the board, it's $249 flat fee. If I wasn't able to repair the board, it's $79, and it includes return shipping. And then if they want us to replace the board instead, because that's usually what ends up happening, is if I can't fix the board, then the labor goes down to $129 for just our regular labor, and then we plus the price of the board. Do you think HP has many motherboard problems as Dell and Alienware? Oh, I mean, yeah. All manufacturers have. You're just seeing them because I'm posting them. But if I was working on everything, so if you go to like even Northridge Fix, I mean, he's fixing a lot of Asus and stuff like that, but he fixes everything. And so you'll see a posting of every single model that fails. Every single board fails. It doesn't have anything, it's not even like just Dell is the issue. So I wouldn't say it's an issue at all. Okay, 78 and 78. Can you believe it? Complete consensus. That's what in the wide world of sports. So 78% believe that this board's going to work. So get your seatbelts on, people. Acer has a high fail rate. I have no idea. I haven't even worked on one. Okay, Gritty Kitty concurs. Okay, we need the power USB-C meter. Okay, so we got that there. So what we're looking for to start pulling some current immediately. And Twitch concurs. We got a pretty good concurrence. We both concur. Yes. Okay, ready? 3. If this doesn't work, I don't know. 3, 2, 1. 0.05, 0.03, 0.09. 1.2, and the CPU came on for a second. It turned off. Is it going to come back on? And it's on. Woo! It's on. Quick, install it. Let's get a Dell screen. What's that you say? Sure, let's do that. And we have picture. I can't believe. Dude, you're fixing a Dell. Got a lot of clappers. It's alive! It's alive! Okay, I gotta put all these things back to where they were. Back to like nothing happened. That was fun. All right, so where do these go? Gritty. Cheers. We got 100 bits on that. Thank you. This goes this way. One thing I can never remember is where all the stickers go, so I like to take pictures, and I did not take a picture. So a good thing to remember in the future, take a picture of your board on either side, and then that will help you remember where all the stickers go. Because when you start peeling off all these stickers, you'll be like, where does this go? Where does this go? Wow, one for one tonight. Yes, 1 for 1. But we got a shop tour in. And then, but you can count that chip like 12 times, right? So we were like 12 for 12 on the chip replacement, or however many times we did that. Okay. Do you concur? Yes, I concur, I concur. I should have concurred. We don't need this audio board. We can put one on, but we don't need it right now, if you're wondering. Did you make at least 60 pictures per second of the board? No, 30 actually, because I'm doing 4K on my actual, and then I downsample it, so it's actually 30 frames per second. But I could probably put everything at 60, and then, or 1080p and then 60. Look at that. Look at that. Make a shirt that says, "We got Dell screen." Thanks for the follow, Prince. Got some corrosion here. Nice corrosion. Don't forget the liquid metal. Does anyone have any? Fresh out of liquid metal. Oh yeah, I was going to show you. I did get another thingy. I want to show you all this in a second. Of course, I keep getting sidetracked. I don't want to get sidetracked. I want this to work. Okay, this is going to go like so. I'm still zoomed in. Sorry about that. There we go. Okay, got all the clay off of there. I'm going to make some pottery. You know what I should do is collect all that clay up into one little ball and then like make a pot. Maybe I can make it where I can put all my like cotton swabs into. Or a clay heatsink. Waiting for, we have picture. Or pitcher. Isn't it pitcher? Like a pitcher of water? We have picture. I actually made a Soren emote. I don't know if you look in the emotes, I made one of those of him saying picture. Twitch. I don't think it's on YouTube. I don't know how to get him on YouTube. I'm missing. No, here it is. I left off the PTM 7950. So when I test, I never put PTM 7950 on it. On this model, I generally don't put it on here anyway, but usually when you test, you don't want to do it because it's expensive and it takes more time to put it on. And this Arctic Silver 5 is really good, stiff. Okay, that's good. Let's put a couple screws in here. Just a couple happy screws. Premise, can you confirm that there's a Soren emote in there? It says pitcher, like a pitcher of water. That's what I made it as. And I just took a screenshot of his head and then put some sunglasses on him. I made that emote in Photoshop. Hopefully it's working. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there you go. So there's the Soren emote for picture. I was trying to think of something else. Like I didn't really know what to do with him, but so I just put sunglasses on him. Bell, it's there, yay! I'm gonna put this in here so I can screw it in. No. This is very suspenseful here. I'm putting a lot more screws in than I should, but I really want to see this work. Okay, I'm not going to worry about the fans. Got the battery plugged in, screen's plugged in, keyboard's plugged in. I guess you work on that mini laptops. You don't need to put on every single one that you. Yeah, I work on so many. You don't even like know. That's crazy. But I am going to try to do. I need to do more videos because I've been kind of neglecting doing more videos. But I have a bunch of my pipeline still. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Plugging it in now. All right, 20 volts, 0.01. It's dropped off. That's not looking good. Okay, I'm going to use a different port. No, wait, hold on. Yeah, I was thinking about it for a second. Sometimes it does that weird little drop off because it's doing this negotiation thing. So we saw the Dell screen for a second. It's going to do the CMOS reset. This machine gets pretty hot, so I should have put the fans in. But it should be okay. Your OCD wanted to have done it without wiping the screen. Yeah, this screen is not as bad as some screens I've done. We had picture! Okay, I want to see it say secured by Dell. That's what I want to see, really. Turned off, should come back on. Good. I like what you're doing here. 4 amps. 4 amps, 5 amps, 4 amps. I saved another laptop! Ha ha! Boom! We had picture! We did it! We did it! That was a lot of work, though. I mean, although it wasn't, that was, like, I would almost count that as an easy burrito, except that that chip made it look like it was hard. So, I don't know. Oh, you voted yes. Okay, I want to know who voted no. Nate saved another laptop. All right, who voted no? Who was it? 22% said no on both channels. I'm like out of fluids. I got a little coffee left. You had voted no. Did you want to change your vote afterward, though, Craig? Because we could put it where there's like a third option. Or a change your vote option. I don't know. It wasn't you. It wasn't you. You wanted to be wrong. That was cool. That was a good one. And this person saved some money because, yeah, it's $250, but usually there's donations in the stream. I give it to them anyway, so they usually get 20 bucks off or whatever it is. And then actually I have a donation. A customer paid for his laptop today. We got a hype train starting. It's so late for a hype train. But I had a repair that I did today that, sorry, he was paying today, but we had done it on the stream the other night for the liquid metal cleanup, the LLM situation when we cleaned all that up. And so there was about $20 in YouTube donations, and today he was paying for the repair, and he said, hey, I don't want to pay for that. It was Ryan, is his name. And he said, you go ahead and donate that to the next person. So this guy's going to get that donation. So we're going to move that over to him. So that's awesome. I like it when people pay it forward like that. Yep. Do I do this every single day? So I don't stream every day. I'm streaming 2 nights a week now, or 2 days a week, which is kind of like feeling excessive a little bit at this point for me. I'm working 60 hours or so, including these streamings and editing and stuff like that. I get to work usually around 7:30 in the morning, and I'm at work until around 7 usually every day, and then these nights I'm here until 9 or sometimes 10. And then I'll come in on Sundays and do a Sunday morning stream. We're doing a 2-hour stream on Sunday mornings from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Time. And this is all an experiment. It's all for fun, right? This video thing. Sundays it's hard because it's the weekend and there's church and all that stuff. But it's mainly I'm doing Sunday mornings for the people that are overseas, like in Europe and the other side of the world, because this is the middle of the night for them. So in order to be fair to everybody and to give everybody a chance to join in, that's why I do it multiple times. I have fun doing it though. It's kind of like, is it really, work? It is work, but you have to perform on demand. Yeah, cheers to people overseas. It's 4 a.m. So Jester is watching and it's 4 a.m. See, he's a trooper. Jester, do you tune into the Sunday one now that I'm doing it then? And Mr. Maru is also 3 a.m. Yeah, so, and Smokey. So everybody, yeah, so I still have the people in the middle of the night there, but that's why I'm doing the Sunday morning for you, which is the Sunday afternoon for you guys. So hopefully that helps you out. You love the content. Well, thank you. Support me however you can. Hey, Craig, thank you for the $10 donation. $10 since you were wrong. Craig, yeah, that's okay. So that's what happened. So the 22% of people must now do super chats because they voted that it wasn't going to work. You try to attend Sundays, but you were dragged to church by your wife. So I was looking into doing there's a program I can install that's supposed to automatically caption my speaking on the fly and then give you captions, so then you can just bring it with you on your phone. But Soren's usually posting at 4:30 in the morning anyway in Toronto time. Yeah, he is. I've never been able to attend one of his live Sunday morning coffee time. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, coffee's good. Good morning. Good morning. You voted no too. Charles, cough it up. Gary coughed it up. $2. You have a penalty. Oh, 6:30 in the morning for you. Where are you at then? Because it's 9:12, so therefore it would have to be like 6:12, not 6:30. Big Jack's in he's in a sliced time zone somewhere. You are trying to fix an internal power supply, no luck. For the laptop from 1988, no schematics or nothing. That reminds me, thank you for reminding me. So multiple things. I totally forgot. Okay. So I was going to show you two things. Okay, so this is one I wanted to show you. Daryl, thank you. Daryl, did you vote no? I don't think you voted no. Nate, thank you. Love, thank you. You never should have doubted me. Okay, so what we're looking at here, remember this guy, the 320N? And we're going to look for some parts, and I was going to try to get this thing going. It's a 386. So I looked up the specs again. It's a 386, and I think I still have it pulled up. So I haven't gotten the Mathco processor. I know that you're going to ask me that, but let me pull up where is it at? Well, it says it's 387 is what you need for the Mathco processor, and so I'm looking for that right now. But here's what I wanted to show you is that look what I downloaded today. I downloaded Windows 3.1. All 7 floppy disks of it. So I have it here. Wait, where is it at? I have it in one of these windows. Thought I had it open. Okay, yeah, here we go. Here's Windows 3.1. I got it. Okay. But so you're saying, how can I make these floppy disk images, you ask? Well, I'm glad you asked. I got this program here. It's a raw write program where I can actually write to a floppy drive. and I dug through some boxes, and I found some old floppy disks that were like I used to have a Mavica where you could take pictures on the floppy disk, and so this has some like pictures of some flood stuff that I had. But anyway, I found 6 floppies, and so I started writing the first one. And so I have a USB floppy drive over here. I don't know, I'm not going to unplug it, but anyway, yeah, here's a USB floppy drive. And so I wrote my first floppy disk, and we're going to try to get Windows 3.1 going, so we don't need the math coprocessor. Where we're going, we don't need a 387. So that's that. And then what I also found was, digging through a box, I found a PS2 mouse. Look at this thing. So this thing has a PS2 port on the back. It's built for comfort, built for speed, right there. And because it doesn't, if you notice, there's no trackpad on here, no touchpad. So we only have the clicky keyboard. Look, Mommy, it's clicky. So it's like gaming. It's built for gaming. And we have the ball mouse. This is one of those balls that get all furry. And then this is what else I found. So this is a PA16. This is an old Dell charger. PA16 is still a 19 volt, so we can't use it on this laptop, but it has the right tip. So snippy. We're going to snip this. We're going to plug it in the side. And then I'll hook it to my power supply, and we'll just power it off of the switching power supply. So what do you think about that? We're still working on it. Yeah, and here's that math coprocessor where it's supposed to go, right here. So this is the 320N Plus, and so it has 1 meg built on, has a math coprocessor you can put there, and then you can add 5 megs or 3 megs or something like that, and bring it up to 5 megs. So I don't know. It's like we could cut this right now and hook it to our power supply and see if this thing turns on. We could do it right this second. And it's only past my bedtime by a little bit. But it'd be so much fun, wouldn't it? Just cut, hook, plug it in, see if it turns on. I don't know. The screen looks a little sketch. The screen has this weird like discoloration. Almost looks like a nebula or something. Do it. All right, we need a vote though. Let's go. Premise is on it. He's on the case. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm really interested in figuring out if this thing turns on. We could just plug this in and it just releases the magic smoke. Someone was asking earlier, when do I release the magic smoke? Right now, it could happen right now. So, here we go. How long should I make my wire? I'll just make it the whole length of this whole thing. So, we'll cut right around here. Zzz. All right, we don't need that. You don't know how many boxes I dug through to find this PA16. And to find the floppy disk, I was like digging everywhere. I was like, okay, where do I remember seeing floppy disks somewhere? 24 megs of RAM. This thing has 1 meg of RAM. So I'm just going to strip this back. We're going to use, here, let's use this, some scissors. This thing, I think this thing was originally shipped with liquid metal because it's so fast, right? Now, you know all these CPUs back in the day did not even use any cooling pads or anything. It was just like the Pentium 1, things like that even. Do you remember? I remember when those sockets were first appeared. Yeah, they begged for a chip puller. Oregon Trail, here we go. That's right, I'll tell you what, if we can get this thing booted up with 3.1, we'll put some Oregon Trail on it. We'll have to grow our own food and everything, or else we die. You can't play Doom on this, can you? I guess you could. Doom goes on 3.1, huh? All right, we have our 2 wires. So now we need, do I have banana clips with some, let me dig in a drawer real quick to see if I have some banana plugs to alligator clips. I got a bunch of alligator clips, but I don't have any bananas. Banana to alligator. All right, we're just going to use these. So I'm just going to use these alligator to alligator hooked onto my bananas. I just like saying that, by the way. Banana and alligator. Banana. Okay, so we're going to pull these probes out. Oh, darn it. I'm going to hook it up to my power supply. It has power. And I have the first 311, or I guess it's 3.1. Maybe it's 3.11. Chip already, or disk already programmed. Here's our power supply. Look, I just found a Greatest Technicians sticker. It just fell off when I was digging up here. The greatest technician that's ever lived. Okay. Okay, this one already has, so we have one that already has a alligator. And then the other one does not have an alligator. All right, so I'm just going to hook this onto here like that. So that will be our plus. Very official. And then our minus will be this guy, L minus O. And then our cords right here. So I want to make sure that we're not going to have them short together, so I'm just going to kind of tuck that one out of the way. And then we'll hook this one on here. Now, how do I know which one's ground and which one's not? Usually the ground is the coated wire that coats the outside, and then the center is going to be the positive. All right, so we have that set up. Now the question is this polarized correctly, right? Usually you have ground on the outside and positive on the inside. I'm going to turn our power supply on. And we're going to dial it up to 12-er. I don't know how many amps we're supposed to have on this thing, but what do you think I should put the amps at? 2 amps or something? 4 amps? Doesn't really matter, right? Because it should take what it wants. Unless it's going to release the magic smoke. 2 amps, okay. So we're going to set this at 2 amps. Oops, sparky spark. So 2 amps. It doesn't even want to go up to 2 amps like that. So this is a crappy power supply, so I can't really set it without shorting it. So I have no idea what it's at right now. See, it doesn't even want to show me. So it doesn't want to do it, so it's a dead short. So I don't know. I've never needed a good power supply, bench power supply, because I just never used them enough. Because I got my power meter. All right, so I think we're ready. Is everyone recording? In case we have an explosion. Where's the plug? Where's the hole? Okay, here's the hole. Oh, there's a power switch. I'm going to turn that off. Power switch is turned off. Should I take this battery out? Look how this battery. This thing is like super heavy. It's a NiCad something another. So I'm going to keep that out of here while we're dealing with this. Okay. All right. Will it boot? I don't know. I don't know if we need to do the poll, if it's going to boot or not, because I don't even know if it's going to power on. I don't know if it's going to smoke. Will it smoke would be the question. I don't know if 12 volts is enough. We might need 12.4. Let's do that. Because usually 12 volts is usually more than 12 volts. Okay. Y'all ready for me to plug this in? Poll, will it smoke? Dave, it didn't work. Oh, dude, lowercase. Lowercase poll. It's not looking for capital letters. I didn't put all the case sensitive stuff in there. There it goes. Okay, so everyone can see that. We got 30%, 18%, 20%. Oh, is this a split poll? Okay, YouTube has a lot of faith in it not smoking. Twitch, okay, it's coming along. 15 votes. Okay, Twitch, okay. Yeah, it may not smoke then. Godspeed to this beautiful device. Yeah, we should see if sparks come out of here. Okay, so I'm saying I think we're good. I think we're ready. You're not voting this time. Okay, so Craig refuses to have to pay a penalty for being wrong. You'll need 6 amps. Are you sure? This thing, my power supply only goes to 5 amps. Should I just crank this thing to full then? Did someone look it up, 320N? How many amps it needs? Because I did look it up earlier. I thought that it said that it was needed like 2 or 3 amps or something. It might smell a bit funky. You know, doesn't older solder smell like Tang? Isn't that what I heard? 12 volts, 25 watts. 25 watts would be 2 amps. Yeah, 2.2 amps. Yeah, so we don't need that much. I'll dial it down just a little bit. Okay, I have no idea what it's at. I just kind of turned it halfway. Okay, here we go. So, 80 or 80%, 75%, 70% thinks it's going to be just fine. Okay, it's getting plugged in. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Did this jump up at all? I didn't see. Oh, it's doing it. It's doing something. It's doing something. Okay, what is that? I don't have the switch on yet. But what could it be doing right now? I don't know what it's doing. Why is it doing that? Maybe it's supposed to be charging the battery, but the battery's not in there. Does it charge it with it off, you think? So the power switch is off right now. So it's actually a physical like switch. But I'm wondering what circuit just got enabled. Maybe it's the CMOS battery that's on there? It's building up smoke to release. It's going to burrow. Here we go. Okay. I'm going to flip the switch on. I'm kind of scared now. You guys are making me scared. Okay. 3, 2, 1. That ain't enough. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Does it need the battery? Does this thing need the battery in there? No, I definitely don't smell anything. I mean, you know nothing's happening because there isn't enough current being pulled, but crank up the volts. Well, I know it's a 12 volter. I can't go, I don't want to go much higher. I mean, I can go up to, let's go up to like 13 maybe? Positive, negative, correct? Yeah, because it could be a diode, reverse diode, right? Okay, let's check it. Because we could just reverse the polarity. Is this before Control-Alt-Delete? I don't even think that even exists on here. Where am I looking for? Probes. So I'm going to go positive center, negative. So outer is negative, positive's in the center. I wish maybe someone can find a screenshot of the power supply and maybe they'll show one of those pictures on there. You know, I have run into these in the past that have them reversed, and I guess we could just reverse it because what's the worst they can do? The diode is going to explode. Whoopee! So we could just reverse these, right? The model number is a 320N. So Dell 320N. It's the magic number. So earlier I looked up a 320N power supply specs or 320N specs or something like that, and there was some AI answer. Whether that was correct or not, I don't know. Yes for the battery, so it doesn't need a battery, because I mean we're gonna have to jumpstart this battery. Maybe I'm just gonna put the battery in with the same polarity we're at. Let's see if that does something different. So switch off, okay. Plugged in. I'm holding the battery kind of in place because the door's gone. Okay, it's not doing anything. Now I'm gonna flip the switch on. Nothing still. Okay, so it says 2 amp, 25 watt, but does it show a picture of the plug? There's a picture close up of the plug, and I'll show you the plug on this one. But you know how let me see if this one shows you. Yeah, see, this one even does it. I think. No, it's not even showing it on here. This is the plug I cut it from. So 75 watt or 70 watt. Yeah, it's not showing the center ground or the center positive. Usually it shows you that picture on here. But yeah, let me show the edge here. So you see how it's just very official. It says DC in. Now maybe my barrel is too fat in the center. What do you think about that? Although you can tell it's doing something. It's not 20 volts. The battery, yeah, it says 20 volts, not 12 volts? No. This is only an 8-volt battery though. 8.4. This is what I use in my RC car. Same battery pack. Yeah, the barrel looks too fat. That's one thing I see, but I should be able to hold it over. 12 volts, 2 amps, 25 watts. Yeah, I concur with that. That's what I think. There's a repair video of a 320N. Wait a minute, they beat me to it? What? What in the wide world? It says the CMOS battery is a NiCad reserve. Oh. Is this isn't this, wait. Part number 320, so not telling you the center pin or not requires a total of 2 amps. Yeah, so everyone is concurring about that. Yeah, so this barrel jack does look a little big in the middle, but we are pulling amps when we plug it in, right? So I'm gonna maybe I'll hold it off to the side just to kind of make sure I'm making contact. Okay, I'm holding it off to the side. Flip the switch. No. Take the back off. Are we repairing this now? How do you open this thing? What's this? What's this? By golly, there's a secret door on the side. Oh, it's the expansion slot. Whoa, bro. This is where we can put our modem in here, I think. We can go dialing up. There's some screws right here. All right, taking the bottom off. Repair? Yeah, repair. Because I'm crazy. I can't mix the screws though, so we got to pull this one off to the side. And thanks to Daryl, I got multiple of these little guys. Keeps sending me all sorts of funny goodies. 14.4. Has anyone been on the internet with a 14.4 modem? You know what my first modem was? It was a 1200 baud. You got mail with a floppy disk that was mailed to me by some random company that said, put this in here and pay by the hour. Did anyone else pay by the hour? 1200 baud. You mean to tell me I just unscrewed 4 screws and it comes apart? Dell has changed its screw game. Is this bezel just going to come off that easily? I don't see any more screws though. Someone needs to pull up the Dell repair manual for this. Does this come off? Okay, what about these feet? First modem was a 300 baud. Yeah, that's well, you just 4 times me. You upgraded to 2400. Does anyone know what a baud is? There's a secret screw. Aha! I found a secret screw. Damn you, secret screws. Now the question is there going to be more secret screws over here? I think there are. There's not a secret screw there. It's right here. Aha! Okay. So there are going to be more. Should I just pull this whole thing off? I hate messing up this. Okay. Okay. So now what? Now what? Does the keyboard come out the top? You mean to tell me you have no idea what you're doing? Yes, I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay. Aha! Aha! Okay. Cheap. Let's see. I don't want to break anything because this thing is worth $7,000. Y'all were on the stream the other night when I looked this up on eBay, and there's somebody has a listing for $7,000 for this thing. So, and then we found a listing for $96 right next to it, and I said, so you mean to tell me a good side hustle is to buy that listing and sell it for that? I feel like there's another screw somewhere. I feel like the screen should come off first before this thing comes off. Because how am I supposed to get that? Something's out of order here. Does this back cover come off first? I bet you have to take all these little nuts out of here. Oh, nuts. Oh, nuts. Okay, well, it's coming apart. But I feel like there's something right here in the center that's preventing it from coming apart. Anybody have an idea? There's no screw here, but I feel like it's right in the center. Hello? Hello? Let's see if I can see what it is. I don't see what it is. I mean, it's really on there, whatever it is. Maybe it's just a snap. But the screen, how's the screen? I mean, is the screen just bolted to the palm rest or something? Does anyone have a teardown for this? I need board view schematics for this, please. Go. I have no idea what I'm doing. This is looking like a struggle. Keyboard under screw under the keyboard. Yeah, but does the keyboard come out, do you think? The keyboard fits under the, sorry, let me see. Look, I could almost pull the keyboard out by pulling this up, but then the ribbon cable's over here. So the keyboard can't come up between the touchpad. It slides out underneath here. So this piece comes off for sure, first. Maybe, is there screws under this? Maybe the screen comes off. But we'd have to have a ribbon cable of some sort. There's a screw there. I don't know. Should I just keep taking screws out? But the question is, will I know where to put the screws back? That's why we're filming this. You guys are recording this, right? Okay, that one's good. Have you tried kicking it down some stairs? Oh, that's a good suggestion. Have you office spaced it lately? Yeah, we need to put some Bushwick Bill on or something, right? Okay. Or Ghetto Boys. I don't get this. Okay, I got that screw out. Now what does that screw release? Release the hounds, Smithers. Release the hounds. I feel like just ripping it apart, but I don't know if I want to waste $7,000. Maybe there's another screw right here. Ha ha! We did it. We found the secret screw. It's right there. Okay, and I need some more magnetism. Okay, well that screw does not want to come out, but it's unscrewed now. Is the base going to come off, or how's this work? Is this agonizing? I feel like we got it closer with that one, that secret screw. This feels like there's another secret screw though, for sure. I mean, there's literally no screw here. There can't be. I'm taking that off. Okay, so we got the 3 screws here. I looked underneath those. There's no screws. Got those screws out. I feel like there's something right there. Ah, whatever we did it really well. We did it very well. Okay. Okay, I got to unplug this massive cable. This thing is huge. Look at that thing. That thing is macho. Macho, macho man. Okay. Okay, I figured it out. Figured it out. It had a clip under here. And apparently you had to stick your screwdriver down through here to unscrew these a clip that was on here. So if you're working on this machine in the future, just rip this off. But there it is, and it looks like there's a clip. You just take these two screws out. There's another one on there for $499,000. Shoot! Quick, put this back together. All right, so we got our, and the screen is off. Let's take a quick look around. We got the main keyboard here, and then the power supply area and the 386 under the hood. And look at this huge OEM CMOS battery. Do you think it needs a CMOS reset at this point? Probably. Okay, this is a crazy power supply. Crazy power supply. Well, what am I looking at? Smithers? I guess we could figure out which one's ground and which one's not now by just measuring in here, right? The CMOS refresh. Yeah, so let's unplug the CMOS battery. And it has Velcro. Very innovative. So 1.2 volts. Should we measure to see if it has 1.2 volts? Quick, put a pole up. Does it have 2.2 volts? No, don't do that, please. It'd be funny if it did, though. All right. Drum roll. It has 0.12 volts, or 0.12 volts. What in the wide world? Look, that's funny. That's pretty funny. So this thing still has some sort of voltage on it after 30-something years. Oh, there's the 386 right there. That thing's sick. Here, let me unplug this keyboard. Wow, this keyboard isn't even using like a Johnson counter. It's using like each key is actually hooked to every key. It's not even using a matrix. It's using every single key. Can you see that? It's not focusing very well. So look, it has double ribbon cable. I mean, I guess maybe it still could be using some sort of matrix Johnson counter, but is it an SX or a DX? Let's take a look. We're about to see what we have, if I can get this unplugged. You guys know how to unplug these? Ah, they're ZIFs. You lift it up and it's both ribbon cables come out. ZIF connectors. Innovative. Hey, someone needs to update the title down there at the bottom, by the way. Okay, let's take a quick look under the microscope here. We have an SX, it looks like. SX 317. Wait. It's a 386 SX, 20 megahertz. Is that pretty good? I would say so. That's pretty decent. Pretty decent. Yeah, it has electrolytic capacitors. I'd be surprised if this thing turned on because of those. But they're not bulgy. That does not look that good. Looks like it's supposed to be that shape. It's kind of dented. I don't know. What else we got? Some sort of, is that another Intel chip? I don't even know what that chip is either. 1987. I thought this machine was from 91, so that's maybe designed in 87. And look at that patchwork. They had to do this wire hooked over to this chip here, and they had to jump all the way over here. So this must have been some sort of like fix they had to do. All right, so let's figure out. Let's figure out. I want to look at this power supply real quick. Real quick. Not real slow, real quick. It's kind of starting to smell a little weird in this thing. I don't know if it's a leaking capacitor or something. Because we do have capacitors back here. Do you see any bulgers? I don't see any bulging ones. All right, so there's the diode that we were talking about. So we have a reverse polarity diode protection. So is that center pin? Is that on negative? Is that right? Ground. The center pin is positive, right? Based on what you're seeing there, is center pin positive? That's what it looks like to me. We can measure it. Yeah, measure this, the joints. You found the power supply. The center barrel is positive. Okay. Well, let's plug our power supply in then, and then we're going to measure and see if we're getting voltage anywhere. Zzz. I feel like I'm hearing a relay or something. Hold on. Or is it just plugging in sound? Okay. Let's measure the switch. My hands are getting kind of dirty feeling touching this thing. Just to let you know. It's for science. It's for science. Trying to get in here without touching anything. Ugh. See what angle I can get in here. So you can get the center and the edge. So I got no voltage on the switch here, so we'll switch that on. Okay, I got no voltage to the switch. Let me see if I can measure the jack. The jack. It's just hard. It's kind of an awkward area. If I can pull this motherboard out, it'd be easier. It's funny, I kind of skipped ahead, didn't I? I was like, well, let's go ahead and download Windows 3.1 because we're going to load it straight on here because this machine's going to work after 35 years. Oh, gosh. So optimistic. Sorry, I'm going to try to put this on my lap and then see if I can get in the right angle. So I'm going to measure what's coming out of that diode right there. But I have to get it in just the right position. Okay. Plug this in. I need a ground pad. This is ground. Okay, here we go. No sparky. Okay, we got 13 volts to that pin here. Okay, that's good. Got a new Prime sub. Joshua, welcome aboard. Okay, so we have power coming to the board. Now, I don't know where it's supposed to go after that. That's all I got. That's all I got. I'm gonna have to pull. Oh, it's a card. Is that a card? It's a card. Oh my gosh, it's a card. It's a card. It's a card. This is a power supply card. This is innovation at work. This is a modular. That's sick. That's sick. I love it. That's so sick. And this is a double stacked board, so I guess I have another layer down there. Okay, well, let's take a look at our power supply portion. So I think we need we're replacement power supply. Look, it has all the LEDs on here and everything. All right, so now we can just plug in the power right here. Let's take a closer look under the microscope at our modular power supply in our 30-year-old laptop here. All right, so we got some stuff here. Let me measure some of these caps. Bzz. What's this coating on here? Okay, we got nothing on that cap. So there's our 12.8. Why do we have 12.8? And there's our 13. So we have some sort of drop somewhere. And how is this switch set up or hooked up? So it has 6 legs here. So let's see. Got it going there. You guys seeing what's happening here? So we have the switch. So we have power coming in. And I'm assuming, is this ground? Or negative? So this is ground. That's our positive. Comes here. So where's that going? Goes to, that's just a filtering cap. Okay, where else is it going? Goes here to the via, which is here, which goes to this right there. Okay, so we should have 13 volts there. Wait. But that's it? And then it comes over here to this. Are we missing a component? Or is that the screw mount? Input's supposed to be 12 volts. 13 is too much. Well, we had it at 12 something earlier. I mean, it's, you know, whatever. It has regulators in it. It's all voltage regulators. So that must be a bracket, right? That's not just... So, but why? Okay, so we have the voltage coming here. I don't know. This thing's confusing me. This thing's confusing me. I just want to see voltage going somewhere besides just right here at the jack. Wait a minute, this isn't ground? Or negative? Okay, so we'll use that. Maybe I don't have good grounds. I mean, I expect to get something here, right? I don't know. Oh, I'm kind of like, I don't know. Oh, okay, I'm gonna take a break here. This is a weird, this is kind of fun though. We're just messing around. Just a few guys just messing around, just joshing. A fuse. You're right. There could be a fuse in here. F1. Did you see a fuse? No DC voltage at the switch. Yeah, but I don't know. I can't really tell if it's supposed to go straight to the switch or not. Like, can't I just jump it? Can't I just jump it? What are these wires doing right here too? There's like wires here too. That's a voltage regulator. I mean, we have something doing that little pulse. It's actually pulling some current, right? What model is this? Is 320N plus. It's a Dell 320N plus. Let's put it in the ultrasonic cleaner. You know, that's what we need to do next. No DC voltage at the switch, literally. Time to go home. It's because you want me to quit, don't you? You want me to quit. We're only 1 for 1 tonight. 2 fuses on the bottom board. Okay. So we have somebody telling me we have fuses. And I refuse to quit. So these are diodes. Those aren't fuses. Those are Xenards, right? Little Xenies. The fuses are probably big, right? And look, we have a 16 volt cap. We know for sure this thing's not running on 20 volts, by the way. Tell me where these fuses are. Are these fuses? Would you count those as fuses? I have no idea. F1 next to the red diodes. It does say F1. I see the F1. So does that mean it's on the other side of the board? You guys have to help me, man. You gotta help me. Yeah, are these things the fuses? Are those them the fuses? Everyone's saying yeah, okay. Well, them good. Them were good. Look at the great soldering job. This was all soldered by hand. You can tell. Look at that. All of this was soldered by hand. That's crazy. And if it still worked, that would be awesome. Look at this. There's like, yeah, we're going to add that. We need that in there. Some LED diesels. We got a button over here. Reflow it. Yeah, I'm going to put it on my preheater, and we're just going to reflow everything. Put it in a reflow oven. Just have a good nice reflow. I don't know, dude. This thing's tricky. Is it okay that I don't know? What I don't also have is like a good ground. I keep trying to find a good ground, so I have to use this right here as my ground. I just want to find voltage somewhere else besides at the jack. Don't you agree? It's just strange. I just can't find it anywhere. So we have voltage here, right? Wait. Here? Wait, it's not pulsing anymore. What? Something different? Yes, you know what's different is I ran over the alligator clips. We still haven't tried reverse polarity, but we confirmed that we don't need reverse polarity, right? All right, so there's our 12.3. Are we okay with 12.3? I think I'm okay. Wrong size jack, but it is getting in there. It is a wrong size jack, but it is getting in there. I know that. Oh, now we're at 9 volts. Wait, okay. Good ground, 12.3. Okay, I want to know where this is going. Okay, so where are you going? I see it going through the board there. I see it going over here. Okay, so does it go out anywhere else? This isn't a multi-layer board. This is all surface, right? It's all through hole and surface, right? There's no layers. It's not like it's shooting to some other magical home, right? I did a search, pictures of power supply I can find, but there are no links. Sorry for the spam. Let's see what he says here. Is it going to let me copy that? Let's see. Let's see what we're looking at here. Whoa, look at this price specs difference. It's only $44.95 with all the hand soldering on that thing. It's pure goodness. There's it taken apart. This has a modular, or that is that the 387? Okay, and there's the 386. Oh, this one did not have a hard drive, or where is it? Oh, we still have the hard drive. We haven't even looked at that. It's crazy. I wonder if it has something on it. And that's the upgradable RAM. And the end. That was it. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. What time is it? It's 10 o'clock on the dot. I gotta go. That's it. Oh. Okay, that was late enough. I gave it 4 hours tonight. It was fun. A little detour. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Oh, just sounded off, yeah. So anyway, oh, Ben, it's all right. We'll tune in. We do it. I do it just twice a week. So I have a Sunday morning stream too. So everybody on Twitch, tune in then, and then Wednesdays, Sundays, twice a week. Gritty, thanks for the bits, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yes, I'm getting tired. Okay, well, we had a good stream. We were able to fix one machine, 9700. Had some liquid damage, changed out some chips, did all that stuff. We got to kind of cannibalize and ruin this thing, but I don't know if we'll revisit that or not. I don't know. It was kind of fun to look at. I have tons of other machines inside my museum of old machines, so we can look at some of those other ones. But I just want to thank all my mods out there. I want to thank all the people who are donating stuff to the stream and to the repairs. And it's all the viewership is what kind of keeps me coming back and working on this over and over again. And I appreciate each and every single one of you. And thanks for watching.